ang Best Public Affairs Program. And the star goes to Open for Business Net 25.
It is a signal to the world that we are open for business.
We are now open for business. This is Cesar Vallejos bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama tayong matuto sa isa na namang makabuluhang usapan tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng inyong negosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo rin sa Facebook, sa YouTube, kaya't siguraduhin mag-like at mag-subscribe sa aming social media page at Net25 TV. Alamin natin, suriin mula sa mga negosyante, thought leaders at mga personalidad sa iba't ibang larangan ang mga strategies, trends at mahalagang karanasan sa pagninegosyo dahil tayo ay open for business. We are in a world where technology and entertainment seamlessly merge to create unforgettable experiences. And in this fast-paced digital age, the need for cutting-edge broadcast systems and integrated solutions has never been greater. With us is a visionary leader in the world of broadcast systems integration. Engineer Jason Mar Hernando is one of the partners and president of BMH Systems Solutions Incorporated, a company committed to pushing the boundaries of possibility and making your screen come alive. We'll have a discussion on what goes behind the scenes in terms of broadcast systems solution as BMH is now open for business. Before we air each of our episodes, there's a whole network of systems behind to successfully bring to you relevant content in an entertaining and educational manner. Thanks to companies like BMH System Solutions, we are able to benefit from state-of-the-art and world-class broadcast equipment and solutions to seamlessly showcase the hard work. And to tell us more about the intricate web of broadcast systems made simple by BMH, please welcome Engineer Jason Mar Hernando, the president of BMH Solutions. Thank you for being here, Engineer. Kumusta po kayo?
My pleasure.
Una po, nagpapasalamat ako dahil isa kayo sa unang-unang nag-sponsor ng aming first Net25 Golf Cup. Lagi po nating sinasabi yung systems integration o kaya broadcast systems. Ano po ba yung mga produkto at serbisyo na yun? Dahil karamihan sa mga nanonood ngayon, hindi naman nila alam yung broadcast systems. Ang alam lang nila yung programa. But what's behind these sets, these programs? How do you make it happen with new technologies from your company?
Well, to produce a show, maraming equipment involved sa ating industriya. Meron tayong mga tinatawag na katulad ng ginagamit dito sa studio. May ilaw, there's cameras, meron tayong mga video switchers. So, there are a lot of equipment to produce the content. Pag sinabi nating integration, pinag-uusap-usap natin yung mga iba-iba't ibang equipment. No? Kailangan yung workflow, yung objective ng isang broadcast content producer is ma-achieve mo na yung mga equipment is working together. Para bang nagpapatayo ka ng isang bahay. No? Pag nagpatayo ka ng isang bahay, ita-turn over na lang sa iyo yung bahay, tapos na. And then may titira sa bahay mo. Iba-iba ang lengguwahe. So, pag iba-iba yung lengguwahe, kailangan meron kang isang na pwede silang mag-usap. Like kung may Ilocano, Bisaya, Kapampangan. So, kailangan kunin mo yung ang lengguwahe na pwede sila magkaintindihan. So, yun yung Tagalog. Ganun din sa equipment. May tinatawag tayong protocols. Ito yung mga set of rules at standards na sinusunod ng mga manufacturers para mag-usap-usap ang mga equipment. So, pag gumawa ka ng integration project, mamimili ka ng mga equipment na pwedeng mag-usap. At tapos, yun ang ide-design namin para sa isang content production para ma-achieve yung pagpuproduce ng mga content.
Wow, that's a very clear explanation, Engineer. So, ngayon, dahil sa explanation ninyong yan, so pwedeng iba-ibang brands yan. So, I'm sure, like say for example, for one company, a company has various existing brands or solutions in its system and they now want to upgrade. So, how do you do that? How do you make sure that the upgrade and also the new equipment will be able to interface or be integrated properly as you explained it?
Well, we have to inventory what is the existing equipment. Are they still relevant? Alam naman natin na technology is ever evolving, no? So, may mga advancements sa technology. So, we make a needs analysis, inventory ng equipment nila para ma-identify natin ano pa yung pwede. And then, we advise them ano yung mga bago. We introduce new equipment so para ma-streamline or ma-improve yung content production at yung workflow.
Kasi maaaring yung iba doon end of life na. Ibig sabihin, hindi na manufacture. Pwedeng ganun yun.
Isang punto yon. At the same time, hindi na rin mare-repair pag nasira. Kasi yung mga spare parts, discontinued na rin. So, kailangan palitan na rin. Kasi, di ba, kailangan pag sa studio natin, you're always on air. Hindi ka pwedeng mag-off air.
Tama.
So, you need that all equipment are working properly. So, alam naman natin pag luma na yung equipment, di ba? Madalas nang nasisira. So, kailangan na natin mag-upgrade. So, kailangan natin i-evaluate yung bawat equipment kung pwede pa ito.
But Engineer, you mentioned that technology is ever evolving. Sa larangan ng broadcast, ano ang typical, gaano kahaba ang buhay ng mga equipment?
Dito sa ating yung highly technical katulad ng hindi tayo consumer products But manufacturers always tell us na ang equipment kailangan magbago ka every 5 years. Although syempre malaking capital investment pag ginawa lalo na sa atin we are in a third world. Hindi katulad tayo ng mga first world na mas marami silang pera para mag-invest ng new equipment.
Pondo.
And at the same time, international yung market nila. So, mas madali silang makabawi ng kanilang investment. Tayo, syempre, minamaximize natin yung ating equipment habang okay pa and then it serves the purpose. Yun ang ginagawa natin.
At saka doon din na ipapakita, Engineer, na kung gaano ka-entrepreneurial at gaano kagaling ang Pinoy.
Yes, and then of course, in the broadcast industry, there's also competition in content production, yung kailangan ipakita mo yung galing mo sa iba-iba kasi yung nagbabago yung viewing experiences. Kailangan you provide your audience yung content na magandang quality, di ba? You have to, look at your competitors, di ba? Kasi tayo naman, we earn revenues from advertising. So doon tayo kumikita. So dapat yung viewers mo satisfied sa mga programa mo, di ba? Pag nanood ka ng pangit na video, hindi mo na panonoorin yan. Lilipat ka sa ibang mas magandang content, di ba? So kailangan tingnan mo rin, hindi rin dapat na habang gumagana gamitin mo.
Okay.
Kailangan tingnan mo rin yung competition at ano na yung bago sa technology.
Being a provider of broadcast solutions, Engineer, ano ba yung hinahanap ng mga manonood or na hinahanap naman sa inyo ng mga content providers or studios or production houses? Iyon ba ay hinahanap ba nila yung mas malinaw na camera, mas magandang kulay? What are they looking for now?
Ngayon, marami na kasing venues to provide content. Nung araw, siguro sa edad namin, sa TV lang, kailangan umuwi ka sa bahay. Sa TV lang tayo at sa radyo nakakakuha ng information. So kailangan ma-provide mo sila ng content na high impact. Kasi pati viewers mo nakakagawa na ng content social media, YouTube, Facebook. So may mga viewers na nakakagawa ng content. So tayo sa broadcast industry, dapat meron tayong difference. Dahil meron tayong tools. We provide the tools, trained ang mga tao to do the production. So ang hinahanap ng tao, pag nakikita mo like entertainment, kailangan maganda yung light effects. Medyo nag-e-enjoy yung nanonood, di ba? Yun, yung mga ganong example. Maganda yung quality, di ba? Hindi nagbabuffer. Yung streaming mo, malinis. Yun yung mga ganon. So, at the background, kailangan yung mga equipment na pinoprovide mo, like how to deliver your content is kasama yon.
And engineer, you provide all this kasi parang sinabi mo, connectivity, yung malinis na transmission or parang no buffering. Tapos sinabi mo rin yung clarity kasi
Yes.
'di ba? Sabi mo nga kanina, pag hindi maganda yung video, ganun na ba ka-demanding din ang viewers ngayon at mga kliyente ninyo? Kasi siyempre, kayo nagsusupply sa kanila. Parang I'm sure kung dati ay maaring presyo lang yung tinatanong nila sa inyo, how do you now define quality? Kasi you mentioned that quality is one of the factors that why audiences would watch your program.
Viewers now knows about HD. When they buy mobile phones, they look at 1080. Those are qualities of video. 4K na ba ito? Ilang pixels ba ito? So those are technical jargons that viewers already
Alam na
nila. Di ba? No, dati hindi natin alam ang ibig sabihin ng 4K, 8K. Pero pag sinabi natin 4K, HD, 8K, mas maganda yung HD, digital. Di ba? So, yun, content, yun ang quality. So, alam ng viewers, alam na nila yung hinahanap nila.
So ngayon, engineer, parang alam naman natin na there's a lot of suppliers, di ba? And are the materials or are the broadcast equipment all imported? Do we all get it outside the country or are there manufacturers also of broadcast equipment in the Philippines?
Nakakalungkot. Pero most of the finished, like the equipment, like cameras, switchers, all of the things that we are using are made from abroad. No? But of course,
saan pong bansa? America, US, China?
well, there are a lot of manufacturers in the US, Japan, Korea, in Europe, like UK, Spain, in Asia, maybe China only. Karamihan na sa Europe and in the US, and some in Latin America.
So, ibig sabihin, engineer, pag mas malayo ang pinanggalingan or mas mataas ang halaga ng dolyar o pera nila doon, mas mamahal dito sa Pilipinas.
Yes,
Ganun
of
po ba
course.
yun?
Pag tumaas ang value ng dollar, tataas din ang presyo ng mga equipment because these are all coming from abroad. But there are parts, like in the cameras, where marami tayong semiconductors companies. Yun lang yung ginagawa natin dito.
So yun, at least may area na makakatipid ka
So,
doon.
like for example, isang manufacturer, makikita mo na pag umorder kami ng spare parts, yung spare part na yun is made from the Philippines. But hindi to binibenta locally. Pupunta mo na doon sa factory nila and then i-import mo pa rin. But manufacturing is in the Philippines.
Pero saan ang quality control nun? Doon pa rin?
Well, the design
pareho.
and the quality control of the semiconductors will be by the mother company always.
I see. Kaya minafacture dito, dinala doon, tsaka i-import mo din.
Oo.
Kasi parang, siyempre sila yung nagpagawa.
Oh, yes.
Parang, okay. Before we go into the services of PMH, maybe let's go back to your inspiration. Why did you go into this business? Plinano nyo po ba ito? Or parang yung ibang nakakausap ko na presidents or CEOs, parang accidental lang? Or there was an opportunity for them, tapos biglang napasok na ang pagninigosyong ito?
Ako po ay isang electronic and communications engineer. So, nandun po yung aking interest. Hindi naman to nangyari overnight. Simula po ako na nagtrabaho sa isang TV network dito sa Manila. And then, lumipat po ako sa isang broadcast equipment sales company. Parang kapareho nitong negosyo namin ngayon. Dito ko rin na-meet yung mga aking mga partners. No? It started, katulad ng sinabi mo, it started na parang joke lang. No? Magtayo kaya tayo ng parang ganito rin. And then, yung mga partners ko ngayon, lumipat sila sa ibang kumpanya. Katulad ng, naging competitor ko sila. Namin sila. Lumipat sila sa ibang broadcast sales company. And then, namatay yung may-ari ng kumpanya namin. So, I talked to my colleagues na baka gusto nyong magsama-sama ulit tayo and then mag-join tayo and then magtayo tayo ng kumpanya na ganito. Of course, everybody gusto rin ng greener pastures. And then we talked to our suppliers. Tinanong namin sila if they can extend the same support doon sa company namin. And that was the humble beginning.
And the rest, sabi nga, is history. Pero, okay, that's a very interesting story. But engineer, malaki ba or maliit yung merkado sa Pilipinas? Or are you also supplying to other institutions abroad? How do you describe the market? Tsaka di ba kayo hindi naman lang sa industriya ninyo, kahit maliit yung market, if you can describe it to me, if it's big or small or large, but are there many competitors as well? Because some, I believe, can go also directly to the manufacturers or suppliers.
Marami pong gagawin. There's a vast market sa broadcast. There are a lot of TV stations, radio stations. At ngayon, marami pang kailangan upgrades na gagawin sa mga TV stations natin to be at par sa mga international, broadcast stations. Marami pang TV station na nasa analog transmission ngayon.
Tama.
Digital na tayo ngayon. So marami pang gagawin. At the same time, meron na rin kaming nakuhang integration project this coming end of the year sa abroad. No? We are going to integrate a TV station.
Ano naman po ang pagkakaiba ng BMH sa ibang broadcast systems na kumpanya? Kasi lalo na I understand that you will be celebrating your 10th year in the business. How is it different? A lot of the presidents I talked to here would talk about, siyempre, the quality of the product, yung after sales. Ano po sa inyo? Ano yung what makes you unique?
10 years na nga ang BMH, pero ang mga partners and yung mga managers namin has been in this industry for more than 30 years. So medyo kabisado namin yung industriya.
Tsaka doon, sabi nyo nga, doon kayo nagsimula.
Doon kami nagsimula.
Oo.
Yeah.
Sumaring yung kumpanya ang 10 taon, pero yung combined na experience nyo sa same industry, matagal na.
Matagal na. At the same time, we give value to service. Kasi kami lahat puro electronics and communications engineer. At ang training namin is service. So, we see to it na trained ang mga people namin sa factories, hindi lang dito. So, we send people, katulad ko noon, ang dami kong training sa mga factories. So, dito rin ko nag-gain yung mga experiences ko. At dito ko rin ako naging naniwala sa sarili kasi nakakasalamuha mo yung mga kasama mo sa industriya abroad, mga engineers na kapareho ng ginagawa sa'yo. Yung kaalaman natin, syempre, mga Pinoy tayo, minsan mas magaling pa tayo sa kanila. So, why not? Diba? So, siguro pagkakaiba namin is, yun nga, isa kami sa mga system integrators, yung ibang competitors namin, I don't know kung meron din silang ganito. Yung after sales support namin, dahil nga puro kami engineers, we can repair equipment, even for equipment that we didn't supply. Gusto namin tulungan yung kliyente namin na, katulad ng mga iba siguro na binili nila sa abroad, walang local support. Tinutulungan namin sila na para ma-repair yung kanilang mga equipment or masuportahan sila.
Wow, that's good to know, engineer. And I think that is what we would like to admire with BMH because you're very strong in terms of training. And as a matter of fact, I think that is one of the key differentiation of your proposals, not only to us but to other networks. But paano nyo ginagawa yung training? Is it abroad? Do you look at technological advancements, industry trends, and how do you adapt that to the company culture?
Well, we constantly update ourselves. We attend trade shows. We talk to manufacturers. We attend sales training. If our suppliers abroad have developed this new product, we see to it that we are trained to sell the product. We know the specifications, we know how to repair. So, pinag-aaralan din namin, no? So, we constantly, update ourselves to the latest trends of technology. Parang pag sinabi mo kami yung dogs that can learn new tricks, eh. All dogs that can learn new tricks. So, kailangan mag-update ka. Tapos, constantly, kasi nag-evolve nga yung technology. So, dapat simultaneous din yung company mo na to go with the trends also.
Now, engineer, balikan ko yung sinabi mo kanina. There's a lot of network stations who are building now digital transmitters.
Yep.
Is it a directive or a law that states that the analog should be stopped by I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, if it's this year, and then eventually all the transmissions will go digital. Pero di ba marami pa ring analog. So ano ba ang sistema noon? Ano ang nababalitaan nyo sa industriya na paano, kailan talaga may papatupad na nag-extend lang ba sila?
Nag-extend. Marami nang sinasabi noon ng mga regulating bodies natin sa gobyerno na at the end of this year, dapat puro digital na. Pero hindi nangyayari. Napipilitan yung mga ibang nag-analog na mag-turn into digital kasi wala nang mabiling analog equipment sa mga manufacturers. Nagiging obsolete na talaga. But may batas din talaga na nagsasabing etong taon na to dapat puro digital na. May directive naman ang National Telecommunications Commission kung kailan dapat mawala na yung analog system. But yun nga, katulad ng sinabi nyo, palaging na-extend.
But in terms of digitalization, engineer, how are we faring? Doon ba sa mga kapitbahay nating bansa o kaya sa ibang bahagi ng mundo, sila ay digital na talaga at tayo ay nahuhuli na?
Siguro may mga bansang nahuhuli sa atin, pero may mga bansa din na nangunguna sa atin. Like siguro yung mga ibang bansang mas mahirap sa atin, diba? Hindi rin sila makapag-adapt ng new technologies because, you know, it's always come down to finances. Siguro pag kinumpire natin sa like Singapore or ano, medyo nahuli tayo kasi lahat baka digital na lahat, di ba?
Okay, the more advanced
more
countries
advanced
na.
sila, digital lahat. Although dito naman sa Pilipinas, siguro yung mga major broadcast station like Net25, I know, you are already transmitting
Digitally, yes.
Oo.
Pero yung sa orders ninyo, based on your reading of the market, are the orders or requests for quotations mostly digital na?
Yes. Wala na pong mabiling analog system po ngayon. Everything is obsolete. So, kailangan na talagang mag-upgrade ang mga facilities. Kasi wala na talagang nagmamanufacture ng analog devices, lalo na sa TV industry.
Yung what are your services, what are your products that you are offering to the market, and how do you tailor these services to the needs and budgets of your clients?
Well, we can build any facility in a TV broadcast station and we can also supply. We can design, integration design, plan, and we can supply cameras, production switcher, everything outside broadcast ban, everything that is needed for content production in a TV station. Yun yung mga serbisyong pinoprovide namin. And then, of course, may needs analysis din kami sa kliyente. What are their objectives to produce those contents? And if they have the budget, of course, we have to find ways to meet their budget without compromising, of course, the quality.
Engineer, kliyente nyo rin ba ang mga cable systems? Ganon, kasi di ba parang sa pagdating sa content, in terms of transmission, it could be digital, analog, and via cable and satellite, correct?
And then, now it's IP.
And now it's IP. Yun ba, mga kliyente nyo rin yun? Kasi parang maraming nanonood sa atin, sa probinsya din, dahil we're Net25 and Open for Business can be seen via cable satellite. And are they also your clients? Kasi katulad nun, yung mga members ng PCTA, hindi na lang daw sila cable box, but they are already internet service providers. Are they your clients as well, engineer?
Every entity that produces video content is our client.
Okay.
So, even cable TVs, even vloggers, even social media.
So meron din
because
kayong
they use cameras.
Yes.
They use lights.
Oo. So hindi lang B2B yung projects nyo. It could be B2C as well.
Yeah.
I see. Ano yung mga best sellers nyo na mga produkto at serbisyo, engineer?
Best sellers is always integration. Hindi lang cameras. We provide the whole system. System talaga. We want a system kasi mas mahirap yung camera lang. And then, alam nyo naman, kailangan mag-work together ang mga So, we're always on air. Medyo highly technical po ang industriya natin. We need competent people at yung mga equipment pong ginagamit natin, hindi rin siya very cheap. So, kailangan talagang ma-provide mo yung tamang equipment para sa kliyente.
Wow, interesting. So, yung mga sinasabi po ninyo, parang engineer, this is already a different approach in project management, planning, execution, support. What's your corporate culture? Ano yung sinusundan ninyo na workflow? Was it specially designed by BMH na ito yung project management system ninyo? Ano yung parang tatak BMH, kumbaga, in terms of this integration?
I may say wala naman talagang tatak. In every business, pag project management, there's always a rule of thumb. No? You have to have a well-developed plan. No? You have to create a methodology how to implement the project. You have to organize people, assign key people to lead the project, to manage the project. And then schedule is also important. No? So you need to lead or check everything is on time, on schedule. And then, time is very important. No? Logistics, you have to organize logistics. Lalo na, galing abroad yung mga equipment. Key people that will implement the project before turning it over to the client. Na kailangan working lahat.
I understand, engineer. Now, nabanggit nyo na rin kanina kasi na, siyempre, dahil kailangan ng project management, time management. Kasi siyempre sa deliveries. Paano nakakaapekto yung mga sigalot? Halimbawa, yung Russia, Ukraine, ngayon Israel, Hamas. Parang yun ba ay hindi naman apektado ang negosyo ninyo dahil malayo naman sa pinagkukuhanan ninyo? Or sometimes medyo parang ang nabasa ko nga kanina, parang magkaroon na rin ng the end of globalization because of these factions, international conflicts.
Luckily, mga suppliers namin wala naman doon sa mga bansang nabanggit nyo. Pero meron kaming isang produkto na Russian product na hindi naman nakakaapekto sa ngayon. So, at the moment, wala pa naman kaming nakikitang epekto sa mga pagdating ng mga equipment.
Maliban lang doon sa pagtaas ng halaga ng dolyar.
Of course.
Okay. Normally po ba gaano sa experience niyo gaano like say when you price a certain project, so there's already room for considering the volatility or the changes in foreign currency. May ganun ba kayo? May rule of thumb din ba na kumbaga dapat within this period covered na yun, tumaas man o bumaba yung halaga ng dolyar?
Pwedeng ganon, pero ang ginagawa namin, may validity lang yung aming offer.
Okay.
Our offer is valid only for 30 days, di ba? Para makontrol mo din yung volatility nga ng exchange rate. Kasi baka after 30 days, so mapoproject mo na gaano ba itataas ng dolyar. So after 30 days, hindi na valid yung offer mo. So you have to revise your quotation again. Parang ganon ang ginagawa namin.
Okay, that's very clear. Now I have to read this because it's very interesting. Without naming the actual client, can you share some challenging projects your company has worked with in the past and how you delivered on your promise? And ano ang natutunan ninyo sa proyektong ito?
We have one big project that we closed just before the pandemic. And then, inabutan po kami ng lockdown.
Ang problema talaga
Yung mga
yan.
suppliers po namin abroad, meron din pong mga nag-lockdown, close ang factories. At alam naman natin sa broadcast industry, broadcast equipment, hindi yan off the shelf. Walang stock yan. When you order, they start manufacturing. Nag-lockdown. During that times, importante ang information. So we have a deadline to finish the project. Logistic was very difficult. Walang barko, walang eroplano na magde-deliver sa'yo. Hindi mo ma-book ang mga equipment mo. Nag-stop ang manufacturing. Pero yung kliyente, gusto nila matapos on time. So we have to, yung promise na yun, kailangan naming ma-deliver. So we have to find ways during the pandemic na para ma-deliver yung mga
So paano
equipment.
yun? Kasi nag-stop nga yung manufacturing. Saan yun? Si Norse?
Well, meron naman katulad ng ginawa ng sa atin kahit lockdown, may mga nakakalabas, may mga skeletal forces like in the industry. So meron ding mga pumapasok.
Parang doon na invento na yung mga motor o kaya yung may mga logistics na pwedeng lumabas. Okay.
Lumabas. Pero it was very challenging, Junior. Very difficult. Katulad ng hindi ka makapag-book sa customs kasi walang pumapasok sa
Yes.
customs. Hindi mo ma-register yung importation. So you have to find ways how to deliver the product. Nung natapos namin yung project at na-deliver namin on time, natutunan ko na mas importante pala yung need ng client kaysa need nung, although it's business, kaysa need nung organisasyon namin. So nung natapos namin yung project.
I was expecting a response where yung iba naman, they also communicated properly, which I'm sure you did. But some clients would have allowed, some challenges because they would understand, like similar to malls, di ba? Parang with some tenants, they cannot pay. With that kind of communication, the owners or the landowners or the building owners allowed them, or they have even given the rental for free because of the pandemic. So, ito ba talagang, siyempre, sabi mo nga, they want it delivered. Kumbaga parang it's cast on stone, di ba? Ganun ba yon? Are there clients who are that demanding na, no, I don't care if customs is closed. May ganun po ba? Kasi mahirap din talaga yon. Na parang they want full delivery at this date with even knowing that there's a global pause in transactions.
We are in the broadcast industry.
Tama.
Okay? Kahit na anong mangyari, we should always be on air.
At umiere tayo, tama.
Kahit na may gera, katulad ng sinasabi mo, information is needed. Doon kinukuha ng mga tao ang kanilang informasyon. So, pag hindi ka nag-broadcast, saan tayo kukuha ng informasyon? So, doon natin tinitignan. Yun ang difference natin sa ibang business entities. Kahit dito, nung pandemic, kailangan yung pumasok. Kahit na may bagyo, kahit na may nag-aaway, pupunta ka sa isang war zone to deliver or to get information para may i-deliver mo sa tao yung news and information.
Ayan, 2 thumbs up tayo kay Engineer Yan. Tama, the best answer so far. Okay, ano po yung plano naman ng kumpanya at ano yung mga goals ninyo for expansion? Do you want to, you mentioned earlier kanina that you're planning, you have this project already overseas. Are there expansion plans or are there plans for you to diversify your products and offerings aside from broadcast equipment?
Yeah, there are plans. We are already hiring people from the IT industry to develop some, software for us. We are evolving into other industries like smart cities, Internet of Things, transportation, which involves electronic products. These are the trends in the technology now. Wireless technology, wireless transmission, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence.
Yes,
Yeah.
oo.
No.
Baka kahit kami mapalitan na ng AI dito.
Well, hindi naman siguro. It will not happen very soon, but eventually, it can happen.
Wow, this has been a very nice conversation with Engineer, and siyempre, kailangan bago tayo matapos. Open for Business is watched by a lot of people who, yung iba, may mga estudyanteng nanonood because they want to go into business. Some are startups, some are new entrepreneurs. Ano po ang mga maipapayo ninyo na nagbabalak na pumasok sa mga negosyo, at ano yung mga tips ninyo na for them to stay afloat? It's really very interesting that you have survived that challenge during the pandemic, and being in the industry that keeps evolving, keeps changing, so that they too can survive if in case they go into systems integration.
Okay, unang-una is dapat you have that interest kung ano yung papasukin mong negosyo. Pangalawa, kailangan ng hard work, perseverance, at syempre, kailangan mo ring mag-build ng trust and confidence sa mga kliyente mo at suppliers mo. Dapat maniwala ka sa sarili mo doon sa kaya mong gawin. Yun lang po.
Wow, thank you so much. That's Engineer Jason Mar Hernando, partner and president of BMH Systems Solutions Incorporated. Open for Business. We'll be back. Stay with us. For business news, OFW remittances surged 2.7% in August. Remittances from overseas Filipino workers were on a high note as data showed an increase by 2.7% in August to $3.1 billion compared with $3.02 billion during the same period last year. Total inflows from January to August was recorded at $24.02 billion, almost 3% increase versus the first 8 months of 2022. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas attributed the increase in remittances to continued growth on inbound money transfers from both land-based and sea-based Filipinos living abroad. China's slow property growth to weigh down on Asia-Pacific. With China losing steam, the International Monetary Fund has downgraded its growth forecast for 2024. The weakness in China's property sector prompted the IMF to revise its projection for the second largest economy's growth to only 5% instead of the earlier 5.2% for 2023 and 4.2% from 4.5% in 2024. For Asia Pacific, growth projection for 2023 remains strong at 4.65% as economic activity remained robust and is expected to contribute to 2/3 of the global growth this year. However, the forecast has been downgraded for 2024 to 4.2%, citing China's weakness to weigh down on the region. BIR to launch QR code tracker for illicit cigarette products. The BIR, or the Bureau of Internal Revenue, plans to roll out a QR code tracker in January 2025 to distinguish, detect illegal cigarette products. According to BIR Commissioner Romeo Lumagi, the move is part of the Bureau's bid to upgrade the security features of its Internal Revenue Stamp Integrated System, or IRSIS. With the upgrade, anyone can just use their mobile phones to determine whether a cigarette product has paid excise tax or not. The tracker can also monitor manufacturers pretending to be exporters aiming to avoid tax liabilities. Currently, the government is losing billions in taxes with illegal cigarette trade. Open for Business is at the helm. The end of globalization. Early in October, Israel declared war against Hamas. It may not have changed the world the way the Russia-Ukraine conflict did, but it is now posing threats against the global economy, signaling the end of globalization. Towards the end of the 20th century, the interconnectedness within the global economy was sparked by different factors. Kabilang dyan ang reunification ng Germany at ang pag-usbong ng China bilang isang higante sa ekonomiya. Sinasabing nag-umpisang humina ang ugnayan ng mga bansa sa global financial crisis noong 2008. Maraming mga bansa ang nagpasyang magtatag ng tinatawag na protectionist policies para maprotektahan ang kanilang sariling mga industriya laban sa foreign competition. Tinawag ito ng mga analyst na deglobalization. Now, economists are saying the era of globalization has ended. We have seen a rise in trade restrictions and a sharp decline in foreign direct investment flows globally. Tulad ng tariff war ni Donald Trump sa China, ang COVID-19 pandemic at sigalot sa pagitan ng Russia at Ukraine, tinitingnan rin ngayon ang magiging epekto ng Israel-Hamas conflict. Papasulong na sana ang ugnayan ng mga bansa sa Middle East, subalit dahil sa panibagong kaguluhang ito, tila napaatras pa ang momentum na maaaring magresulta sa malamig na trade cooperation, pagdadamutan sa impormasyon, teknolohiya at ugnayan sa pinansyal na merkado. And while defense and military specialists worry about the escalation of the war, which would involve bigger forces outside the Middle East, economists are warning about the end of ties between larger economies outside the region as nations like the US and China take their stand on the matter. Open for Business is back, and our buzzword of the week is project management. It involves the planning and organization of a company's resources to move a specific task, event, or duty towards completion. It can involve a one-time project or an ongoing activity, and resources managed include personnel, finances, technology, and intellectual property. What you see in your screens are fruits of a web of systems brought together by companies who deliver turnkey solutions to production people like us. Coupled with hard work and dedication, we are able to elevate storytelling, captivate viewers, and unlock the full potential of our content. It's not just a business of integration, but an amalgamated art form. And with that, our quote of the week is, let our advanced worrying become advanced thinking and planning. That's according to Winston Churchill, the former British Prime Minister and statesman. Thank you, Engineer Jason. Maraming salamat sa isang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ang isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook, on YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines. Sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you're informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat. Thank you.
Ang Best Public Affairs Program. And the star goes to Open for Business Net 25.
It is a signal to the world that we are open for business.
We are now open for business. This is Cesar Vallejos bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama tayong matuto sa isa na namang makabuluhang usapan tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng inyong negosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo rin sa Facebook, sa YouTube. Siguraduhin mag-like at mag-subscribe sa aming social media page at Net25TV. Alamin natin, suriin mula sa mga negosyante, thought leaders at mga personalidad sa iba't ibang larangan ang mga strategies, trends at mahalagang karanasan sa pagnenegosyo dahil tayo ay open for business. Open for Business is in a room of influencers, not just in terms of followers on social media, but on how they shape their organization or industries and serve as inspiration to many. We are excited to speak to some of them and get insights on how to be a roaring success in their personal endeavors and in nation building. Let's meet some of these inspiring individuals here at the Power Gala of the Rising Tigers, nation builders and innovators, and trailblazers. At a time when there are a number of social issues affecting us, there are people who will show us how we can rise above and learn from individuals who are taking the task to help shape the future. Open for Business caught up with some of these individuals and shared their lives and business lessons with us. With me now is the COO, Chief Operating Officer of the Rising Tigers magazine, Miss Grace Bondad Nicolas, who also happens to be the Editor-in-Chief of the magazine. How are you, Miss Grace?
Thank you so much. I'm super fine. And thank you so much for inviting me.
Miss Grace, what is your inspiration? You are doing this, and why are you selecting these people to be tonight's awardees?
So this is actually for the emerging leaders to be inspired from the icons or the captains of the industry or nation builders. First thing, a lot of people, especially my mentors, told me that you will not succeed if you are not an innovator. With regards to the team or the stars under Net 25, it's the first thing that we're going to have into entertainment. So we're very thankful also that they accepted as part of these innovators and trailblazers because they are. They're really a trailblazers. They did it already in their respective fields, and people must know that. I know they're very successful already on what they're doing. They already won a lot of awards. But this time, we just like to tell them that Rising Tigers also are acknowledging those people in entertainment, especially those who are influencing a lot or making an impact to the lives of so many people, and they did.
Miss Ara, kabilang kayo ngayon sa binibigyan ng parangal na isa sa mga Women of Excellence. Ano po ba yung sa palagay ninyo ay nagbigay din sa Rising Tigers magazine na bigyan kayo ng karangalan na isa sa mga maituturing na Woman of Excellence dito sa ating bansa?
Actually, I'm really honored and nagulat po ako na napabilang po ako ngayon sa bibigyan ng Women of Excellence. Kasi sa dami naman po ng mga magagaling at na pwedeng bigyan, napasama po ako. I'm very honored kasi it's an inspiration to me, lalong pagbutihin yung craft ko sa business and sa showbiz industry, and also in my show, Magandang Araw, bilang host, and also producer and entrepreneur.
Nakita namin na ang isa sa mga katangian mo ay kung paano mo din nare-reinvent ang sarili mo. Tulad ngayon, host ka na. So, ano sa palagay mo ang mga ibang mga naging challenges mo sa buhay at paano mo ba sa palagay mo nakamit yung estado ng pagiging Woman of Excellence? Kasi di ba hindi naman ano yan sa isang
Hindi
iglap.
instant.
Oo, hindi instant.
instant.
Okay, what were your challenges and how did you reinvented yourself?
The challenges is many rejections, and the fact na dumaan ako sa pagiging talent, passersby, hindi ako agad instant bida, hindi ako agad instant sikat na, kumbaga dumaan talaga ako from talagang umpisang-umpisa. As in, nag-audition pa ako. Nung una nga, yung audition ko, nahimatay pa ako sa haba ng pila. Sa dami. Dahil sa pursige ko na makapag-audition. So, I guess if you have a goal, if you want to achieve something, gagawin mo talaga ang lahat. And you need to sacrifice to achieve that dream.
Ang excellence, sabi mo nga, hindi naman instant yan. So may mga training ka. So ano bang ginawa mong kunyari sa business, sa hosting? Halimbawa, ikaw ba ay parang approve agad? Kumbaga ba, nag-training ka ba? Nag-audition ka ba? Ano yung pagsasanay mo din sa maaring sa negosyo, sa pag-host?
I think for me, the best training is experience. Aside from skills, iba yung training ng experience kasi nahuhone ka into a better person, into a better entrepreneur, better actress.
At saka sabi mo nga, kumbaga marami ka ring rejection. So, ibig sabihin
Yes.
talagang hindi dapat malambot ang
Ang
puso mo
daming
sa ganyan.
rejections, ang daming...
Yung iba kasi, di ba, parang nag-ano na agad,
yung iba kasi gumigive up agad.
nag-give up agad.
For example, hindi talaga siguro para sa akin to. Ayoko na. Ako, the more na nare-reject ako, the more na na-challenge ko. I think that's the character I have. Na the more na hindi ko na kukuha yun, the more na pinagbubutihan ko, the more na kailangan makuha ko to. I need to prove that I can do this. Thank you so much to the Rising Tigers magazine for this recognition. Ito pong recognition na to, magiging inspirasyon po sa akin to to make it better and para po lalo ko pang galingan sa mga ginagawa kong business at sa aking craft dito sa showbiz industry bilang actress and host.
We are here with the one and only Diamond Star, Miss Maricel Soriano. Miss Maricel, alam naman natin na pag sinabi mong woman of excellence, ang pagpili daw nila ay hindi rin basta-basta. Ang pinili nila ay hindi naman yung veterano or yung mature. Pero ito daw ay yung pinagdaanan na ang lahat ng mga challenges bago nakarating sa kinaroroonan nila ngayon. Ikaw ba, sa palagay mo, Miss Maricel, paano mo na-achieve yung level ng pagiging excellent?
Unang-una, sa trabaho ko, mahal ko kasi ang trabaho ko. At saka, I'm very punctual and very professional when it comes to my work. At saka seryoso ako. Hindi ho ako naglalaro. Hindi ho ito laro. Ito ho ay isang makabuluhang trabaho para sa akin.
Miss Maricel, nabalitaan ko sa mga organizers, ito ang kaunahang pagkakataon nila na magbigay ng award sa larangan ng entertainment. Ito ba ay masasabi mo rin na ang larangan ng entertainment ay isa talagang propesyon na kailangang dibdibin din?
Yun nga po. Kasi yung ibang mga tao, yung mga bata pa, syempre bata pa po sila, hindi nila alam. Alam nila naglalaro lang sila. Sabi ko, seryosohin natin ang trabaho na to dahil ito, mamahalin tayong balik. Totoo naman po talaga. At hindi ka pababayaan dahil nire-respeto mo, mahal mo. So, kahit anong mangyari, kaya siguro rin ako nagtagal dito hanggang ngayon, nandito pa rin ako.
In the industry, we know that show business is really good business. That's the reason why there's a lot of producers, there's a lot of directors. But during the pandemic, di ba, there was a lull kasi naapektuhan sila lahat. Sa palagay mo ba, magtutuloy-tuloy na ba ang pagkakataong ito? Halimbawa, ikaw ma'am, kasi siyempre sa'yo, you are one of the few stars na may longevity na tinatawag na hindi nawawala kahit anumang dekada, di ba? Pero paano kaya magagawa naman ito ng mga iba? Ito ba ay, sa palagay mo, ay may formula din ba dito para magtagal?
Aba, yung dedikasyon kasi natin, kailangan consistent tayo eh. Hindi ho ba? Kasi, kumbaga parang sinabi kong mahal kita, dapat lagi kitang mahal. Hindi ba? Hindi mawawala yung pagmamahal na yun, kahit anong mangyari. Ganon ko ho ituring yung trabaho ko. Kasi yan ang bumuhay sa pamilya ko. Yan ang ginawa kong way para makapaglagay ng pagkain sa ibabaw ng lamesa. Kaya hanggang ngayon, nandito pa rin ako.
No need for an introduction, Mr. Tim Yap.
Hello, Cesar. How are you?
I'm good. Tonight we will be celebrating innovation, trailblazing, and excellence. What are your ideas about innovation?
There are a lot of ways of doing something, and whatever you are doing, you just have to find a way to elevate it, to take it to the next level. Sometimes it is a scary word because it invokes change, and it tells us, it requires us to do things that are outside our comfort zone. So to innovate is to do something new, and people always say that they like something new. What is the latest? What is the newest? But really, most people are actually scared of new things. So it takes a bit of breaking in before it actually before the fit becomes right. So sometimes there are things that people see or feel or experience, and they speak out against it, not knowing that it is going to be the next thing, right? So personally, in my industry, I like to innovate. I like to do things differently, and sometimes it's criticism is part of it.
Is there a creative process involved in it? I'm sure it's not necessarily something that just popped up your head and then you made it right away.
A lot of it is something that is based on the mood of the moment. Somehow it popped up in my mind, but I base it on what I feel is happening at the moment and what is needed, what can sort of change things, can be a welcome addition to how people think, perceive, feel. So it's both creative, and I'm a creative, but I manage a group of creatives as well. And so, but aside from the creative side, you have to have structure, and sometimes it's harder because you need to put a structure to your dreams and your goals. So if you have a dream in life, you need to put structure, you have to manifest it. But aside from that, you need to hire the right people. You need to do the right processes to make sure that your dream doesn't become just a dream.
The era of influencers is here. What do you think is the future of influencer marketing? During the earlier times, it's the broadcast media that really leads that influencer marketing, but this time anybody can be influencers.
I started out in the theater as on stage. Then I became, when there were no roles on stage, I was backstage. I was front of house, marketing. I was the PA. I was the one bringing the coffee of the actors and their things, changing the sets. Then from there, I went into print media. From print media, I went to television. I went into broadcasting also on the entertainment field. And then from there, now everything is online. I am very much visible online also. We're all influencing in our own way, So it just the floodgates have opened and democracy prevailed. So now everybody can be an influencer. But within our spheres of influence, there's macro, micro, and ultra micro. From before, it was just Facebook to Instagram to TikTok. To many micro media that are opening opportunities for other people to be influencing their own spheres of influence. So within the democracy, the proper leaders for the proper followers will emerge. So it's a good thing and maybe not so good thing, depends on who you're talking to. But for me, that's the way of the world. We just have to adjust, and keep on elevating and innovating, lest we be left behind. That's the rule of the world. And you just really focus on your sphere of influence, on how you can be the best at what you do, and be an expert, be the authority, and it will follow.
And final one, what to you is excellence?
Excellence for me is life-work balance of living your life at its optimum. I said it earlier, people always say we have to be out of the box, but for me somehow, being such a free spirit, I realize that keeping within the box, the square, if I may call it that way, the square is a balance between physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. If you're able to be successful in balancing all those aspects of your life, and you can be complete, you can be whole, you can be better and know how to be better.
We are honored to have here the Ambassador of Malaysia to the Philippines, Ambassador Malik. How are you, Ambassador?
Very good, Caesar. Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yes, off cam, we were talking about the second time that we have met, because the
Yes,
first time was
yes.
the furnishings Expo, and it was there that we talked about, the craftsmanship of Filipinos coupled with the technology of Malaysia. But this time, Ambassador, we are celebrating innovation, trailblazing, and excellence. How do you view, this commitment to innovation, to trailblazing, and to excellence in the perspective of our countries?
Thank you, Caesar. First and foremost, today's event it's to honor those trailblazers in Philippines who have made an impact in terms of excellence and of course in terms of innovation. Innovation and excellence, I think, is key and fundamental to a nation's development as we move forward to the 25th century. So today's event will honor, among few, of course, I can mention, of course, the Secretary of the ICT, which is Secretary Ivan, John Wee, BI Commissioner Romeo Lamagui, among them. And these are individuals who have made an impact since they come to the office of how ease of doing business is done in the Philippines, how innovation and technology through digitalization has shaped the business environment, and of course, services that can be provided to people, making it more accessible. So as you can see, innovation and excellence is paramount to a country's productivity and development. Of course, to a lot of extent, to allow the society and the population to enjoy development and modernization. If you notice, in many countries where especially in the first world countries, if I can call them there, excellence and innovation are key to what made them successful. And I think in Philippines, you are on the right path. You're embarking on the right path. And most importantly, you have people and individuals like these two gentlemen and many others were mentioned who continue to make an impact on the country. And I would say one of them are also a Malaysian called Alan Chia, who's part of CASM. He's a unicorn, and he has developed an app called CASM, which is being utilized in Philippines. And individuals like this that set new trends to the industry and the society, and Philippines will benefit because of this. So we must thank them, and of course I must thank, of course, Rising Tigers for continuously working to achieve and looking at how they can source these nation builders and these individuals and bring them to the front so that they will continue to have the motivation and of course the desire to continue, and of course being recognized for what they contribute to the country.
Perfect, Ambassador. For my final question, Ambassador, so we know that 2024 is just around the corner. So what are our expectations on the projects that continue to enhance the relationship, the diplomatic relationship between Malaysia and the Philippines? Are you planning maybe big events next year or before the last quarter of 2023?
Thank you for the question. Since I was coming to that, next year we'll be celebrating the 60 years of Malaysian-Philippine relations. So for that occasion, we have earmarked a number of big projects and events to showcase how much our relations has developed. And among them, of course, will involve tourism activities that will touch on people-to-people relationship. And also the areas of focus we are very much interested in, such as halal economy, digitalization, Islamic banking, tourism, for instance, and also most importantly, the area of food security. We are in the process of encouraging and bringing more Malaysian businesses to Philippines and vice versa. Happy to say there's been a lot of development in that scope. And we hope 2024 will be a start of even greater year because the two leaders, both President Bongbong and Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, has worked hard to ensure that the relationship has reached a certain level, and we will continue to work on it. And I'm very optimistic for next year. I'm looking forward to having a closer relations, a more robust relationship, and I invite you to also come to Malaysia perhaps to see how wonderful Malaysia is and how Malaysian and Filipinos are of the same, I would say the same vein in terms of friendship, understanding and beauty. And so if you have an invitation for me to come to Malaysia, please let me know, and I would love to have you on board.
a lot of our leaders, a lot of our viewers at the same time got inspiration from their journey, from their experience, especially with their challenges.
Now, speaking of those challenges, syempre, they have certain qualities, what made them somehow hurdle all these challenges. Ano ba yung qualities nila? Ano ba yung accomplishments nila in their respective fields? Nabanggit mo na yung isa. You mentioned that they have, one has, established a lot of branches all over the Philippines. But generally, what are their other accomplishments and what makes them stand out?
First thing, they're not stopping. Even during pandemic, a lot of stores, a lot of branches are closing down, and yet they're still here taking all the risks. They even establishing more brands, more branches, and hiring more people. When we say emerging leaders, these are actually also the SMEs, who are 97% comprise our economy. So we're actually like hailing them at the same time, recognizing them at the same time as our modern day heroes, aside from the OFWs, because they're the one giving out employment to these people. Imagine 97%.
Yes. Wow, I agree with you there, Miss Grace. At this time, what do you think is the impact of this event? Not only for the honorees, but also with the community, and how do you think can they inspire more? Kasi alam naman natin, as you mentioned, di ba, parang you feature them in the magazine, but somehow you the print media have also challenges in the print media, because you're both a combination now. It's a hybrid with print media coupled with digital. So what's your take on that?
Actually, a lot were asking us, why print? A lot are closing down already. There are some publications that are not here already because of the pandemic at the same time. And everyone, like 75% of Filipinos, or if we are 100 million, 75 million Filipinos, are already in social media and digital marketing, and yet we are here. First thing, we just like also to make an impact. Of course, it's very hard. Imagine the logistics. That's why we're claiming also that we're the most circulated and distributed in national bookstores, and we're very, very thankful with Philippine Airlines because we're also in Mabuhay lounges, and yet we're here. It's very overwhelming, all the acceptance of the people, and of course all the acceptance of the featured leaders that we invited. So the first thing, again, the challenges is there, but to be successful and to make an impact, you really need to push against all odds. That's first thing. Failure is always there, but nobody started as a success. It's always with the survival mode, and a lot of challenges along the way. That's why it's very overwhelming with Rising Tigers, because we just started last year. And yet, if you're going to check all the featured leaders and our concept, our front covers, we could say that we're a success already. Well, success is a mindset. It's up to you. How are you going to accept it, right? But why think negative? So in this era, we just like, to inspire at the same time people that if we are here also, you can do it too.
Wow, that's Miss Grace Bondad Nicolas, the COO of Rising Tigers magazine and also the editor-in-chief of the magazine. Open for Business will be back with more interviews with the honorees. Stay tuned. Open for Business is back, and with me is the Executive Vice President and Chief Innovation and Inclusion Officer of RECBC, Mr. Lito Villanueva, who also happens to head a very important organization here in the Philippines. It's the Fintech Alliance of the Philippines. How are you, Lito?
I'm okay. Thank you so much for having me, CRV.
It's very interesting in the sense that a lot of developments are driven now by fintech. So, what do you think are the other innovations that's coming our way that is pushed by this fintech technology? A lot of things are happening, and as a matter of fact, all industries are being affected by fintech. So what do you see now, and where are we going?
You're right, no? In fact, it's not only limited to financial and banking industries, but other industries as well. So digitalization is not just a monopoly of the financial or banking services, but really more about having to push or having to promote digitalization across industries. And to your point, I mean, if there's one thing that the pandemic has provided positive outcomes, that would be more on the immediate or fast or exponential growth in terms of consumer adoption of digital payment platforms. And just to add to that, in fact, if you are to look at the metrics, we are now, together with the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, the entire industry was able to help the national government in terms of pushing for the twin goals of what we call the Digital Payments Transformation Roadmap, where it calls for two main objectives. One is to digitalize 50% of retail financial transactions, and as well as to onboard a minimum of 70 or at least 70% of adult Filipinos into the formal financial system by end of this year. And the good news is that we will be able to achieve those twin goals this year. Of course, this is a collective effort of all the stakeholders or all the players in the industry, of course, together with our regulators. Of course, number one would be our consumers, who have actually shifted to becoming to all of these digital platforms. Again, it provides convenience, it provides efficiencies, and of course transparency in all of your transactions. And I think to your question as to what would be the next big thing when it comes to maybe for next year, right? So I think it's really more of how to be able to sustain those gains from all of these initiatives that we've done thus far, and as well as having to push for other initiatives being set by the regulator, such as the Open Finance Framework, such as the Regulatory Sandbox, and of course, BSP has also been pushing for a pilot called the Central Bank Digital Currency, or CBDC. And I think for us Filipinos, I mean, the ultimate goal as well is on how we could provide greater access to credit to most Filipinos, especially to our micro, small, medium enterprises. Because for a fact that quite a number of Filipinos would still have no credit profile to begin with, or yung mga tawag na credit invisible. So that's why we are now leveraging on technology as regards having to come up with or to to optimize or to leverage on new technologies such as alternative credit scoring algorithm. So for us to be able to say provide greater access to credit that is responsible, especially for micro entrepreneurs, because again, at the end of the day, they don't have access to credit. So that's why maybe one of the challenges now for all the players in the industry is on how to further expand that credit facility to all our to more Filipinos, for them to be able to have their own businesses or further support the growth of their enterprises, right? So I think that's the collective mission of all the players in the industry. We always think outside the box. We always want to disrupt what is the norm. And of course, at the end of the day, it's really more about how to best serve our customers. So I think all of these recognitions by our customers, by our peers, and by by regional and global players would really be a testament of how we are doing things in terms of having to deliver an awesome customer experience to every consumer or to every Filipino. And it's all about having to come up with innovations with empathy. And the thing as well is that one of those important awards that we got was also coming from our peer banks, from our industry. It's It was an award that came from the Bankers Institute of the Philippines, or BIFIL. We were the grand champion amongst all banks in the Philippines to be the leader in financial inclusion and on digital payments. So again, it's a first of its kind again for RCBC. So all of these things, having the customers in mind and having to always adopt that notion that being a innovator should not be a monopoly of just one person. For example, I may be the Chief Innovation and Inclusion Officer, but the mindset is all about every member of the organization has to be an innovator and implementer. It's not just about technology per se. Digital transformation is also about culture, about mindset, about having to embrace what is new and what is impactful in terms of having to provide those life-changing innovations to for every Filipino, not only in the country but worldwide.
How do you feel, and what does this mean, to you as being honored as Woman of Excellence personally, and of course, how will it impact to your career as well?
I'm really honored, of course, to be receiving this award, and especially since it's supposed to recognize the innovators, the trailblazers of the country, and that really is my job, right? To launch, to introduce innovation so that we can improve the lives of the Filipinos, and to have a better Philippines, have a better country.
When we say excellence, it means a lot of things to a lot of people. But in your case, especially in your field, which is very, it's fast moving, it continuously evolves, and there's a lot of developments that we see. So what to you is excellence from the perspective of digitalization?
For me, it's excellent when we are successful in introducing changes that can really, transform the way people live, the way we provide experiences to our consumers, to our clients, and, really the goal is to always improve. That's what innovation is all about, right? So not in, hopefully not just in steps, but in leaps for the country, for our organization, and for the consumers, and for the people that we serve.
I am honored to have her for the second time in Open for Business, ladies and gentlemen, the content and programming consultant of Net25, one of the honorees as Women of Excellence, Miss Wilma Galvante. How are you, WG?
I'm good, thank you.
Ma'am, and we all know that you have already excelled in many fields, especially in the field of entertainment, and also, of course, you have your stint also as an educator, because of your role in one of the universities in the country. But ano po ba sa inyo ang pagiging woman of excellence?
Pag naiintindihan ka ng kinakausap mo at nakakapag-communicate ka sa kanila, and then you are able to share what you know in terms of everything, creativity, talent, know-how. If you're able to share this, and you know that it resonates with the people, with the audience that you're talking to, you're trying to reach out to, then that is excellence.
WG, for some people who achieved a certain level of excellence, they stop and do other things. In your case, I don't see you stopping. You always begin a project, you always do new things. But is there a point in your life where you also say you stop this, you stop what you're doing and do other things? Is there a certain level where, is there a limit to everything? Or kasi yung ibang CEOs, yung ibang thought leaders na nakausap ko, although sila naman sinasabi nila, they diversify, they go into other businesses. In your case, have you imagined yourself, doing other things or doing other projects not necessarily related to entertainment?
Marami akong ginagawa. My day is full, my life is full, but on top of all this is family. Alam mo yon, di ba? I tell you about my family. To me, they're number one. In all these years, nagtatrabaho ako, feeling mo your life is consumed with the work that you do. Pag i-manage mo lahat yan, nandun pa rin yung family. To me, that's very important. Hindi lang TV production yung ginagawa ko. Meron akong hobbies, meron akong ibang businesses, but they all enhance my core talent, my core creativity. Lahat yun, it's creating eh. I love creating. Di ba, nagkikwentuhan lang tayo, suddenly show na yan. Di ba? Suddenly konsepto na yan, pwede yan. Ganon. So, because there's no limit to creativity. There is none. Walang pwedeng mag-monopolize ng creativity. Walang pwedeng magsabing, ako lang ang creative at lahat ng iba na yan, hindi na. Or ito, hindi siya creative, hindi siya magaling. Hindi ganon. Meron yan, hanapin mo lang. Or let them excel, let them shine. Ganon din yung challenge ko. Diba? Kasi hindi naman lahat ng ginagawa ko creative sa lahat ng iba. So it's a constant challenge. At the end of the day, it's still targeting your market, targeting your audience. This is my brand. I'm introducing my brand to you.
Hindi lang naman sa entertainment ang ginagawa ninyo dahil you yourself is an entrepreneur because you are a CEO of your company. Sa palagay ninyo, ano naman ang dapat ang kining karakter or the characteristics of someone who should be excellent in business?
Know your market. As always, know your market, know your target audience, know the people you want to reach out to, and then talk to them, connect with them, give them what they want, tapos create that appreciation. And then you will gain success.
You are now in a room full of CEOs, thought leaders, some ambassadors, some are highly influential people in the world of business. How do you feel that such an honor as a woman of excellence is bestowed upon you?
I'm grateful. We're in good company. So I am very, very grateful.
I hope that we have another full-length session with the one and only Miss Wilma Galvante, one of the honorees of tonight's Women of Excellence here at the Rising Tigers Magazine Awards. Open for Business will be back. Stay tuned. And our biz word of the week is trailblazer, the first person to do something or go somewhere who shows that it is also possible for other people. Thank you very much for an enlightening evening with trailblazers, excellent individuals for sharing their stories of success for us to take. Let their experiences serve as a beacon of light, guiding us towards our own journeys of achievement and innovation and business. And our quote for the week is from Joe Hewing. He said, "A trailblazer knows the tools they can use to find that trail." Maraming salamat sa isang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ng isa na namang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook, on YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help in encourage business development in the Philippines, sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you're informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat.
Ang Best Public Affairs Program. And the star goes to Open for Business Net 25.
It is a signal to the world that we are open for business.
We are now open for business. This is Cesar Vallejos bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama tayong matuto sa isa na namang makabuluhang usapan tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng inyong negosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo sa Facebook, sa YouTube at siguraduhin mag-like at mag-subscribe sa aming social media page at Net25TV. Alamin natin, suriin mula sa mga negosyante, thought leaders at mga personalidad sa iba't ibang larangan ang mga strategies, trends at mahalagang karanasan sa pagninegosyo dahil tayo ay open for business. It's full throttle ahead when innovation meets conservation with hybrid electric vehicles or HEVs. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, as we take a ride into the electrifying future with Miss Maria Antoinette Lee, Director for Sales and Marketing of Luxuriant Automotive Group, Inc., the official distributor of GWM Philippines. HEVs and GWM are now open for business to cover more miles. It may no longer be a surprise for you to see HEVs on the road these days. And just as these cars are becoming more popular, let's attempt to understand this automotive segment as we are now experiencing the future. What was once a figment of imagination. We're also going top speed with the lineup of one of China's leading automotive brands, GWM Philippines. Joining us is the Sales and Marketing Director of Luxuriant Automotive Group, Inc., Miss Maria Antoinette Lee. Welcome to Open for Business, Miss Antoinette.
Nice to be here. Thank you po.
And I was very excited because you attended the Grand Trade launch and thank you very much for your presence.
We're always glad to be working with professional companies that also appreciate what we do in the market and what we're trying to do for the automotive market in the Philippines.
Wow. You marketed different brands. So, ganun ba talaga ang Pinoy? Why are Filipinos, and not only Filipinos, di ba? A lot of people would want, maybe after 5 years, 10 years, they change brands or they change cars. What's the Filipinos' culture in terms of buying cars?
I think next to a house or before a house, it's the first major investment that the Filipino makes, right? The car. It's the first one that's immediately reachable. On a practical level, having your own car in a country where maybe, let's say, the mass transportation isn't yet where it could be,
That's right.
then having a car it becomes a symbol of success, it becomes self-actualization. Different cars have different personalities. What you find to be important in your life, you can find a car that matches that promise. So, or a car can promise that sense of fulfillment that you're able to do what you want to do because you're driving this kind of model. I think Filipinos go with that. The second one is bakit every 5 years? Bakit ang bilis?
mas matagal po natin nire-retain ng refrigerator. Ang kotse, pinapalitan, pero yung refrigerator, 20 years, ganun.
Okay, those are very interesting insights, Ms. Tonette. But what's also amazing is when you said that each car could be a reflection of a personality. Like, say, for example, you like a car because there's a feature in there, that suits your personality. Ganon ba yun? How do you describe the behavior also of Filipinos in buying? Yan ba? Parang may mga fads din, may mga...
Merong moda, meron ding mga uso, meron ding longer what we call deep-seated needs. And pag nag-aaral po tayo ng modelo ng kotse, nilista natin yan. Ano po yung deep-seated needs ng mga tao? Why would they buy this car? So if I have a deep-seated need to take care of my family, I'll choose one that's safe. I'll choose one that Filipino, maraming seats, maraming space kasi minimum of 2 kids, ganyan, diba? So, we have deep-seated needs that we want to fulfill, and we find them in cars. We want them to be long-lasting. We want them to be safe. Some people, yung forma, deep-seated need ng ibang tao kasi yung forma. Yung iba, mas practical. That's besides the pesos and cents. There's an emotional side. 80% of all purchases are emotional. That's, I think, in consumer marketing, we're taught that. So, very emotional po ang kotse. A lot of people will save up for a car. It's really the first big investment. You will spend a couple of years as an intern, move up, build that, to do that for your family. Yung mga galing po sa ibang bansa, they work overseas, OFWs, we get a lot of inquiries. It's the first car that they're asking about. So there's an emotional attachment. It's like providing for people you love. It's making sure you make the right decision. Bagay ba sa pamilya namin? Bagay ba sa maybe a husband or a wife that's still in the Philippines? It's emotional. It represents care. It represents provision. It's a building of a dream, I think. And then after they're done with the car, if it's not an X car, it's a house. That's where we see the progression. Yung mga mobile phone, annual purchase yan, di ba? Kasama nung plano ng telco. Pero yung kotse po, it's really a relationship built.
Now, you said earlier, you started selling cars as young as 10. Bakit ito yung naiisip mo? Bakit hindi ibang produkto? Kasi, siyempre, pag sinasabi natin kotse, mahirap din mag-market ng kotse. Kasi, siyempre, you have to choose, di ba, a specific economic, socio-economic class, for you to be able to sell a car. Why? Why in the car business?
To be honest, I don't want it to sound like I made all the perfect life decisions. I did end up in cars. I ended up there. I was given an offer and I said, I'd like to try it. I started as a hotel front desk clerk.
Wow, very success story ito.
Emotional ito. No, I started as a front desk clerk, and then I took a job in a retail company, selling premium goods. Then the chance to join the car industry happened, and I don't know, maybe because I like to drive. I really, until now, I'm at my age, I still drive. I don't enjoy being driven. And over the years, I really also seen the change in technology because I drive. So I ended up in cars. Of all the industries I've been in, I really enjoy the people I work with. I enjoy the media that I work with. It's fascinating because it's not a static product. It moves. It takes you to places, right? If there's no road, there are vehicles that can create the road for you. So I sort of really enjoyed that. So I stayed.
Okay, we just came across a very successful story here, di ba? From front desk to leading marketing one of the newest brands here in the Philippines. So, what is it in the car business that makes it different? Ano yung nakikita mo na parang paano kakaiba ang industriyang ito? Kasi, di ba, when we talk of of cars. Parang masculine yan, di ba? Parang ito ka, babae,
Yeah.
di ba? Parang, so ito, parang mga mekaniko, mga drivers, you know,
Okay.
how is it surviving in a male, tama ba? Male-dominated siya, di ba?
Noon. Parang noon.
Oh, so how was the shift from being a male-dominated to now, you know, with you also at the
That's a
helm?
good question. Let me think. Okay. When I was 10, when I started, 3 lang kami na female doing our role in the automotive industry. Almost all the other marketing people were male. Definitely product planning male. Advertising, yun lang yung opportunity for females. And then in our company, the controller, the distribution head, and advertising, kami lang po yung heads of department at that time na female. But over time, I saw a lot of my ex-colleagues, the female ones, they ended up becoming presidents of other automotive companies. So I think it's a level stage now, and everyone can, if you have the interest, if you have the heart and the stomach to go through the competition, then yeah, it's open. Anyone can come in.
Wow.
Bring something to the table, and you'll be able to do something.
But congratulations, Miss Tonette, because of course you are a living testament that women can matter in any industry. Pero ito ang tanong ko naman. So, siyempre, pagdating, sabi mo nga, ang product planning, karamihan lalaki, or maaring nagbago na ngayon. But when you market a car, may gender din ba yan?
Meron tayong mga produkto na designed for women, in the sense that you're saying the target customer will be female, or there are really, really macho products like 4x4s, yung pang off-road, yung malalaki. But again, the lines have been less sharp over time. So I see a lot of females doing off-roading, trail. And a lot of females are also succeeding very lately in the news. There's a new lady that's been succeeding in racing, race car driving. So wala na siguro yung mga gender roles in, and I'm glad it's really lifting.
With your expertise on marketing and branding, we know that different industries have different branding strategies, diba? And different marketing strategies. How is marketing or positioning a car brand, paano siya naiiba doon sa karaniwang industriya, di ba? We are exposed in a lot of brands, di ba? It could be consumer, yung fast-moving products, you know. But pag automotive, pag kotse, parang meron kayong template, meron nga ba? And we see that whatever is very active or very visible in the market, parang we feel that is the premium brand. How do you do that? How do you classify or explain the marketing of car brands?
I don't think there's a specific science for car brands. I think in marketing, you look at 3 things. You look at your customer, you look at your product, and you look at the rest of the market. So, and your competition. When I say rest of the market, I mean my competition. And you're always triangulating there. You need to be where the customer is. You need to be where your competitor is. Some of your target segments will use media differently from your other ones. So I think a lot of the time, it's a difference in media strategy. But of course, when you change your media strategy, you also change the messaging, and you
That's
also
right.
change the way you execute.
That's
So
right.
I'm not a marketing guru.
You sound like
I
one.
don't have a degree there, but in practice, that's what we do. We really look where the customer is, what they're looking for, and especially now, it's a lot easier. It would be a shame if a marketer didn't look through all the tools they have, their social media, where response is almost
Instantaneous.
nanosecond.
Yes.
Someone will put something on an automotive site, and in minutes, you see, Okay, are people responding? Parang, 48 comments na, medyo mabilis yun. Or parang wala. Okay, there's something kulang.
Wrong in the messaging siguro. Correct.
Parang, okay, or maybe missing yung info, or something turned someone off. So it's very, very fast. That's a gift because now you can react faster, can execute better, you can make changes and shift your strategy or your tactics very, very quickly. And therefore, you're not dumping money where it's not supposed to be put. So I can't say I have a specific science to it. Like I said, I'm not a guru, but that's the way we market. Not sure that we are ready to deliver cars just yet on online as much as other markets are, but I think we're getting there. We're also getting a lot of inquiries on such platforms as Messenger, our websites. People are asking where they can put down payments. It's always moving forward. So the channel is just as important as the messaging and what you put on a billboard or a TV screen or a radio show.
And Miss Tonette is very humble. She keeps saying she's not a guru, but if you start selling and marketing cars at the age of 10, siguro ermitanyo ka na ngayon. Humble lang siya. Okay, but going back, kasi nasabi mo, during the pandemic, you mentioned about that, and then people went online. Ang napansin namin, I talked with some CEOs, directors of sales and marketing also, that ang nag-spike nung pandemya, yung mga luxurious brands, may bags, may namamahalin na. Oh yes, relo, meron yung mga yachts. Naramdaman ninyo ba yon at bakit?
Without naming a brand, some brands really shot to popularity during the pandemic. I mean, for cars. So, we came after. We came to the Philippines after. But we started setting up late pandemic na kami. So we started talking to GWM, I think 2021, and then we signed the contract 2022. So, but I know when you look at the data that yes, there were some brands that were really able to take advantage of the unique situation in the pandemic, and they were able to grow their brands. So I guess if you're willing to take an opportunity and you're able to execute to your plan, then something good can happen. I can't claim that we did that because we weren't here then, but
okay,
yeah.
That's fair enough. Dahil nangyari yung pandemic and of course having marketed a lot of brands, what were the changes naman in consumer behavior? Kumbaga, halimbawa ngayon, napapansin namin sa ibang produkto, ang nagde-decide yung bata. Parang ganyan, na-influence niya yung magulang niya. What behavior changes have you noticed so far in the car marketing business?
There's a lot of reliance on, and maybe also because of the availability of a lot of information. Online has really made a lot of information available. Good information, bad information, there's a lot of information.
Dati yung ahente lang ang source niya.
Ahente, kamag-anak. Well, it's still the kamag-anak. It will always be, I think there will always be a space in our hearts for the relative who says, not that, this, or, but yeah, online information, it's all over the place, and the way you guide them to the right one, I think that's the most important thing.
I see. So it's their access to information talaga. And it still is,
yeah,
the internet.
And everyone is a publisher, right? If you want to be a publisher, you can be one. So, important to keep
so
that.
So this one is very interesting. This question, Miss Tonette, kasi siyempre, ang Pinoy, andyan pa rin yung kahiligan natin sa mga ibang brands, di ba? Galing sa Europa, galing sa Amerika. So, here is Miss Tonette, marketing guru in in car sales. And you are carrying a brand that is an Asian brand. So, I was reading earlier, nagpipick up ang demand for Chinese products. And with this, how do you see, what's your insight on how this brand, this Chinese brand will take up here in the Philippines?
I think Chinese brands in all categories are so different from what they were 10 years ago. That's going to be your assumption when you go in, because that's the truth now. Technology is better. My personal theory, because this is not my first Chinese brand, I worked on not an auto but a different category. I worked in a Chinese appliance brand.
Okay.
And my view is that the market is so big domestically that if there's something wrong with a product or if there's something really right with a product, it's so easy in the Chinese market to find that out.
And correct
And if it's good, yes. If it's bad, you correct it. And it happens very quickly. Kasi nga, ang dami niyang, ang laki ng market eh. So it's very easy to get a sample, so to speak. If it's good, it's so easy to duplicate. You just keep replicating that and improving. And that's how I, in my simplistic analysis, see how they really. Plus the other thing was, eventually China did become, and I say this for all the other Chinese brands, I'm not just saying this for, say, GWM. China did become the factory of the world.
Yes.
For even European brands. So
Yes.
they know how to do stuff right.
Why is that so?
Why is that so? I think, well, labor was cheap. Labor was available in those days. Now, when you think about it, really, if you're exposed to the standards of all those products, the partnerships, you'll take the technology away. I mean, it's not like there's a conscious desire to take it. It's just if you have human beings there and they're able to do a job, right? They're learning. I mean, you learn, we all learn, right?
That's
If we
right.
pay attention, we learn. So
That's
this
right.
is how you build the competencies. So that's why also maybe in the last 10 years, Chinese automotive ones have improved immensely.
With this entry of this Chinese brand, what are your ways also, your marketing strategies to make sure that people will be aware of this as a premium brand? We know that Filipinos are very brand conscious, di ba? And of course, initially when I saw the models online, and one of our dear friends, even the head of our Star Center, keeps promoting the brand. It got my interest. What's in this brand? So when you look at it, without knowing that it's from China, you will really appreciate it because it's sturdy, it's huge, and it has the craftsmanship of someone who knows what they're doing. So what are your initiatives to ensure also that it will get a critical awareness for Filipinos?
Yeah, well, when I started at 10, I was exposed to different car brands over the course of my career. Eventually, I handled even a Euro brand. So I know the level personally of what's there, but when I first saw the sample car of what we were going to sell, I said, this is amazing. The performance is amazing. The quality of the interior was really on point. I mean, and then it was not even difficult to say, okay, what's gonna be our positioning? Accessible premium. Because it was so premium to everything else that you saw in the market anyway, right? So, for example, there's a lot of generous soft touch material all over the cabin that helps you with noise, vibration, and harshness. It helps you with it. You're thinking it's soft, para it feels soft, but it does a job while you're on the road. It keeps things quiet and hush inside the vehicle. And I'm pushing this, and you're saying, of course, you work there, so you think it's great. But I'm looking at it on a very, very objective basis. I think they're really. I said, yeah, this is accessible premium. The price points are not very high.
Is it an advantage because it's coming from Asia lang compared to the others that consider the value of the dollar?
Yeah, without going into the free trade acts. Well, if it's coming from the ASEAN, you get incentives. If it's coming out of China, not necessarily. But I think what's more important rather than mechanisms that go into pricing is the price points are achievable. They're not so expensive versus the value of the content. In fact, when you look at the spec list of a Chinese vehicle, it'll be this long. And when you look at some of our favorite legacy brands, they're of the same type of car, of the same, specifically to us, when I look at the Jolayan, we have an HEV. It's a subcompact. The size is the size of a compact vehicle, larger than some compact vehicles. The customer still pays the subcompact price. So that's what I think adds to the value. Now, my job is to get that message out there. And you're right, people will look at the brand first. So they'll always compare you to a brand. And that's a challenge you take. I mean, when you introduce a brand that's not a legacy brand and you're trying to make a mark in the industry, then you do the job. It takes a lot. We don't sleep sometimes. But yeah, we get it done.
We have this power woman here with us. Okay, when you describe the car, the different models, you let me feel that kind of experience. You let me imagine the comfort and the convenience. Is that a way also in marketing cars? You don't necessarily sell the car, but you share that.
It. I need to storytell it.
Tell me more about the storytelling.
The market is highly competitive. Maybe 2-3 years ago, you had 3 Chinese brands. Now, 10 in different categories: trucks, cars.
So dati 3 lang.
SUV.
So yun, 10 na.
Dami na eh. Oo, and every day there's a launch, right? I mean, every day there's really another car being launched. I said I would not join the automotive industry again unless it was to launch a Chinese car, and be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. So it's a challenge. It's really a challenge. But I felt that's what I wanted to do. Siguro nga sa amin, hindi na masyadong mahirap, sir, kasi maganda na talaga yung produkto nung nag-launch kami.
Yes.
Hindi na yung struggle nung 10 years ago, right? So I'm blessed that way, that by the time I came to do this, the cars
Somehow
were
it's established
substantially
na.
better. And then the next thing you need to do is get people to believe that, right? So we didn't have a standard cocktail party media launch. We said, take the cars to a racetrack, have the media drive them all day.
Okay.
In the case of the pickups, build an off-road trail or track and show them that this is what the product can do.
And the feedback was?
And the feedback was amazing. In fact, we captured a lot of the feedback, and they were talking about the power delivery, they were talking about what was inside the vehicles, and in general, all the comments were very, very positive.
Ngayon, Ms. Tonet, marami din yung mga buzzwords now. Like say, they talk about sustainability, environment friendly, di ba? Yung mga hindi natin hindi hinahanap nung unang panahon. Dati yung lang, makina, mga ganun, the basics. But now, it has to be sustainable, it has to be blah, blah, blah. It has to be yung dapat mababa yung carbon footprint, mga ganyan. So, with this HEV. So, can you talk more now about the variants naman? And you mentioned, di ba, may sub-segment siya. Dati 3 lang, now it's 10. And what segment are you targeting? I'm sure you're targeting a specific sub-segment there.
Well, when we brought in the GWM line, to start with, we brought in what's highly popular in the Philippines, which is SUVs, crossovers. We have 2 crossover models. One is the H6, the Haval H6. Haval is a sub-brand of GWM. H6, we have 2 models, and they're both hybrid electric vehicles. And when we say full hybrid electric vehicle, we mean that at certain points of a car's journey, it can run purely on an electric motor. Our hybrid technology, it's the hybrid transmission that specifically decides which mode to go on. So you have parallel, where the engine and the electric motor are working together to
Okay.
propel the car forward. You have battery only, which
Okay.
is pure electric mode. And you'll see that while driving. A green car goes on. The first few times, well, up to now, I still get a really, really good feeling when I see that symbol light up. Because I feel that I'm getting my task done of getting to where I need to go. And there are times during that trip where I'm not putting anything in the environment that should not be there.
Okay.
Or so essentially, a true hybrid will do that, because not all hybrids will do that. Not all hybrids will propel a car forward on pure electric energy.
So it's really, when you talk of sustainability, it's not just lip service, di ba? Parang it's really
certainly
hard
not for
working.
me. Yeah, when I was working on the product plan, it was really important for me to do something for the environment.
Pero Miss Tonette, yun din ang minsan hindi naiintindihan ng mga buyers, di ba? Kumbaga parang once you go into those details, even if it's a primary feature of the car, di ba? But because people don't see it, di ba?
Yes.
Like say, parang how do you measure carbon footprint? Pero syempre mga multinationals na lang yan, di ba? Ang nakakaalam. But parang sa karaniwang buyer lang, hindi niya papakialaman yun. But is there a way that you communicate that message?
I think we're also so fortunate that the government is so supportive. We submit our models to a process called homologations. Everything is tested. We are so fortunate that, for example, DOE will release a list of models that, okay, these are the models that actually have true hybrid capability. These are the ones that pass the test. Because as to your point, I can't hold an instrument to the exhaust pipe and say, oh, ito lang yung nilalabas niya na, ano, diba? Emission. Kasi we can't do that on our, and then, or you can't do the emission test that you do in the LTO provider every day,
Yes.
right? Unless you're one of those people that has a machine,
Yes.
you can't. But the government does keep us through a standard. Yeah, so people know. People are learning slowly. The government has also done its part, incentivizing products that work for the good of the environment. So there are certain financial incentives. It goes down to the customer, because if we get a tax break on something, then we're able to give it to the customer also through pricing, right? Or through better value. So I still believe that in the end, everything comes together for the good of everybody in the system.
Perfect. Ito, magandang tanong to. As a car owner myself, after sales, service, and maintenance are important. What's the post-purchase support offered by your company? Katulad ko, ang alam ko lang
Magmaneho.
mag-drive. Automatic pa sa akin. Pindot lang. Okay. So what's the after-sales support?
Lahat po ng manufacturers, meron po tayong warranty coverage, no? So if you're driving a brand new car, in our case, it's 5 years, 150,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. So read the warranty manual, you'll see what you're covered for. Applies for every manufacturer. In the case of the HEVs, in our case, it's 5 years, 150,000 kilometers, and 8 years for the battery, or 160,000.
Ano yung pagkakaiba nun sa merkado? Mas matagal ba sa inyo, Ms. Tonette?
I think merong mas matagal, to be fair, meron less than us din.
Okay.
So, kung ano yung kayang ibigay nung manufacturer or brand, yun po yung napupunta sa customer. Ang pangalawa po that we provide is, of course, we do the maintenance services. And you do the maintenance service, you do the... In our case, when we started putting the business together, even before we sold the first car, we already had the full parts complementation list. Kasi, importante yun eh. People will buy their car. They'll pay for it for 60 months.
Tama.
Diba? They're paying a certain amount monthly.
Okay.
So, their cars need to be running.
Tama.
I mean, there's no such thing as... Sometimes out of misuse, we will destroy our cars.
That's right.
Or we'll run them down, diba? The important thing is, if that should happen, or sometimes there's an accident, if something should happen, then we're there with what we need to provide you, which is usually the part. So if it's a collision part, we had that long before we brought in the first part, the whole list. And we've been ordering the parts and we've been replenishing for maintenance parts as well. Importante po yun kasi naisip ko po yan eh, yung bayad ng bayad yung tao, every month, bayad siya sa bangko. Paano pag hindi niya nagamit yung kotse, di ba? So, yun ang binibigay namin. So, the effort to really provide parts and services there. Now, we're not yet all over the Philippines. I'll put that. We are in Mindanao with Cagayan de Oro. We have Davao and Jensan coming up. We have Cebu coming up. We have Metro Manila, of course. We do not have our service points up at all the different locations, but we do have mobile service caravans that will do quarterly or upon appointment. We've delivered cars as far as Palawan.
Oh, yun pala
That really matches
Oo.
rin kasi the initiatives. But Palawan is such a beautiful place. You wanna kind of keep the air clean. So they bought a hybrid. We do the service there. We'll send somebody.
So in short, practically the whole nation is also your market because you mentioned several key urban centers.
Yes, we're already in Cagayan de Oro. So of course, if you're already in Cagayan de Oro, you can already cover a lot of northern Mindanao areas. So it's imperative that if we deliver a car somewhere, we can deliver the part and we can provide the service through the dealerships.
Now, Ms. Donette, speaking also of HEVs and the various variants of GWM, halimbawa, meron ka bang nakikita na, ito, mas bagay sa Visayas, tsaka sa Mindanao, ito, mas maybe agricultural na product ito. Dito naman, Manila, city driving lang to. What are those
Yung HEV,
concerns?
bagay na bagay siya sa traffic. Kasi pag low speed, tapos with the regenerative braking and the single pedal function, whenever you lift your foot off of the gas pedal, you recover energy. Okay, you recover energy, it goes into your battery source, and then you run on electric motor. So, pag traffic, halos hindi mo nagagalaw yung gasolina. Baka overpromise yun. But, I mean, you're more frequently on electric than gas. So, it's a huge savings. Like, where I live, I will spend 1 hour just to get to the exit of the highway. So, dati, di ba, yung parang medyo mataas kasi gasolina eh. But, now that I'm using a hybrid, I miss the gasoline station.
You just go there for the comfort rooms na lang, toilet, just in case.
Kasi parang dati weekly talaga. Weekly talaga. Pero ngayon, mas dumadami pa nga yung pinupuntahan. Katulad dito, umaabot na ako ng Quezon City. Dati naman hindi. But parang my visits to the gas station are less frequent. Less frequent. Siguro, na-doble yung, hindi naman, from every 7 days, I'm like 12, every 12 days. So that's a huge, for me, malaking savings yun. So, but then, that's according to your driving habit, what settings you put yourself on. I'm really, kuripot. So, I use
Everybody
eco.
Everybody
I use eco mode. I use single pedal. And the savings is quite substantial. The efficiency is a lot better.
That's interesting, Ms. Donette. But what's your take on the industry going to HEVs? I understand there's a data It says here that HEV cars are, it's getting bigger, it's increasing. Doon na ba tayo papunta?
I think doon na tayo papunta, tapos sa electrics na rin po tayo papunta, yung full electric. Kasi meron tayong new energy, green energy. Yung battery electric vehicle, yun wala na po talaga siyang gasolina. You plug it into a there's a charging port. It's like a phone. So that's where we will eventually. That takes infrastructure, but
So, kumbaga, yun yung counterpart ng gasoline stations.
Apa.
So, yung charging stations. Marami na bang ganun dito?
Siguro, yung charging stations mismo, I don't have a full count. I know there are a lot of publicized ones. But it's not so difficult to build one anymore into a residence or an office build. I mean, like, if you have a compound, it's not so difficult to do that. Syempre, you're not gonna get the high level super fast chargers, but it's not so difficult to put the equipment in. So at some point, everyone's gonna be able to just plug in and go.
Wow. Okay. You've shared a lot of insights already, Ms. Tonette. Ano pa yung nakikita mo ng mga trend? What is the brand of GWM? Halimbawa na mas maganda sa pamilya, mas maganda sa executive. Baka you can tell more about the different variants of GWM na, okay, ako, office lang ako. What's good for me? Ako, yung sinabi natin kanina, it's a status symbol. So, dapat yung pag nakita, Japarm. So, can you tell more of the trends in choosing cars and also the variants that you have?
Sa amin, we also, we have as I mentioned, the crossovers, we have those, but we also have a pickup. Our pickup is, I don't know if I mentioned, China is the world's largest automotive market today. And our pickup, the GWM Canon, has been for the last 25 years the largest selling pickup in China. So that's really a testimony to the capabilities of this pickup. Kami naman dito ang sinasabi namin, the value we provide. Because when you look at our pickups, we are competitive with almost every level of pickup that's in the market. So if the other brands have a certain set of specs, we have the same. And we offer that at a much more accessible.
We're running out of time, Ms. Tonette, and there's a lot of small businesses, entrepreneurs who are watching Open for Business because here we interview CEOs, thought leaders. Ano po yung maipapayo naman ninyo sa kanila? Why should they consider GWM as their car for business? Is there such thing as a car for business or for small business or entrepreneurs?
Yeah, okay. So one, you need to think, even if you're not transporting goods, if you have a business, you're transporting people. And people are the most important to transport. So in our case, the vehicles have performance, but more than anything, I think we're proud to say all our vehicles are high safety. And all our vehicles are 5-star rated in, say, ANCAP, which is Australian NCAP. It's a really rigorous testing process where they go through collision testing, and it's very difficult to get a 5-star score. Wow. All our models, Julian, Haval H6, and Canon, all of them are 5-star rated. So that's, for me, you're thinking, is that a business thing? Yeah, that's a business thing. Your business runs on your people, and you need to keep them safe. And you need to keep the people outside on the street safe while you're driving. So we have technology that helps the drivers do that. Syempre, minsan, diba? Carried away ka, nakikinig ka sa radyo, you're listening to a program, medyo,
lalo na TV radyo yung mga
TV
shows
radyo,
namin.
diba? So, yun, malakas. Pero pag mag-a-alarm yung kotse namin, hihina yung, kunyari, yung sound. Para naririnig mo yung bells and buzzers.
Wow.
We have a whole suite of what we call advanced driver assist system. So, keeps you in lane, watches how you turn, tells you if there's something behind you before ka na lumipat ng lane. Maraming functions yung mga kotse today that can do all of that for you and keeps the driver safe, keeps people on the road safe, keeps other cars safe for everybody. I think lastly though, if you have a business, productivity is important. Go with a hybrid. You'll use your car every day in the city. You're coding free. Plus your fuel costs go down. And your maintenance costs as well.
Wow.
Can go down.
And I think this is the reason why Eric Quizon is forcing me to test drive
Yes.
GWM. Okay, where can people visit a showroom and how would they book a test drive for
Okay.
GWM vehicles?
You can book a test drive at gwm.com.ph. There's a book a test drive link and a tab there. If you want to visit a dealership without going through the website, we have one in Manila, UN Avenue. We have one in Alabang. We have a SM North EDSA store. We have several coming up actually so I can't give you the calendar. Subic. We have some in Pampanga. We are going to open in Santa Rosa, Makati, Cebu. We have right now Davao, Jensan, and Tagum, which are operating out of mall displays for now because hindi pa po nakatayo yung structure. Pero yung Cagayan de Oro just last week launched. So there's a lot of dealerships already. Again, if you want to know, we also have a Facebook page, GWM Philippines. Go there, keep in touch. We announce our mall displays as well. So kung gusto niyo po makita yung modelo, tapos medyo malayo yung Manila or we're usually at some major mall in a weekend.
How about dealers? Kunyari, they're interested in dealership. Saan sila pupunta?
Also
Same
on
thing.
the website, we have a partner with us portion. Either we have if you want to do a brand partnership, we also have one there. If you want to be a dealer, we also have a tab there where they can submit a letter of intent. We have a template.
Wow, this has been a very energetic and very insightful interview with Ms. Tunette Lee, the Director for Sales and Marketing of the Luxuriant Automotive Group, Inc. And on a personal note, I'd like to thank you, Ms. Tunette and Eric Quizon, for forging this partnership between Net25 and GWM. We thank you for choosing Net25 to promote some of your brands and products. And we hope to see you in the next test drive. Open for Business. We'll be back. Stay with us.
The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in the country, and Open for Business has witnessed yet again few of our MSMEs feted for their dedication, passion, achievements, and sustainable practices. Here are some of the awardees of the 3rd ASEAN Excellence Achievers Award and their take on their recognitions.
I'm so grateful because I'm with the different CEO of this country, and then of course I want to promote talaga the equality in terms of the workplace because 80% of our staff is out of school youth, 10% are senior citizen, and 10% are college graduate. So I'm here to represent them that we have a good economy, and at the same time we're giving back to this community.
Congratulations to all the awardees for tonight's ASEAN's Excellence Achievers 2023. And of course to all the business owners and aspiring business owners na gustong magkaroon ng sariling negosyo someday. Kailangan talaga is you have this goal. Kailangan alam mo yung focus mo, alam mo yung priority mo, and make sure na huwag kang agad susuko. nadapa ka man, bumangon ka because hindi doon natatapos ang laban. You have to analyze yourself, ano ba yung strength mo, ano ba yung weaknesses mo, ano ba yung dapat mong i-improve. And then doon na magtutuloy-tuloy. Lahat tayo may kanya-kanyang time to shine, so hintayin lang natin yon. And syempre, pagtrabahuhan natin.
To ASEAN Excellence Awards, thank you so much for this recognition. Of course, Ms. Benilyn, sis, maraming salamat. So almost 40 years ko po in showbiz industry. I am grateful that I'm still here and grateful for all the opportunities. And I thank also, of course, my family, my loved ones, for all the inspiration. A pleasant evening to everyone. Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat sa paraan na to. Sa asawa ko, pareho na tayo may ganito. So, I'm truly grateful for them. Thank you so much.
Maraming salamat po sa ASEAN Excellence Awards for this distinct honor. Maraming salamat kay Madam Belling Molina sa paggawad po ng karangalan ito sa programa po namin sa palagay nyo. Nais ko pong pasalamatan ang Team ASPM at sa lahat po ng bumubuo ng production. Nagpapasalamat po ako sa Net25 sa pagbigay po ng plataforma sa amin. Kapag tayo po ay ginagawa ng ganito, we are inspired and motivated to do better, to deliver to our countrymen what they deserve.
Message ko lang sa lahat ng mga nagsisimula is keep on fighting, kaya natin yan. Basta meron kang malalim na reason kung bakit mo ginagawa to. I think and I hope na magkikita-kita tayo sa taas. Sa ASEAN Excellence Award, maraming salamat sa pagbibigay karangalan sa aming mga brand owners na talaga namang napakaganda ng layunin nila na ma-recognize ang bawat isa sa aming company. Thank you so much.
This event is ASEAN Excellence Achievers Award, and we are honoring individuals in their respective field that we believe they excel in their own field and that they will be our future legends.
So what inspired you po to hold this movement to award the MSMEs, to show them your appreciation?
First kasi kung walang gagawa nito, sino magre-recognize sa kanila? Pinaka nag-start yun yung puso ko and nung organization is ano yung pwede nating maitulong sa tao, sa kanila. Lalo na nung nag-pandemic, di ba, sobrang naka-down talaga lahat. Parang eto yung nag-boost talaga sa kanila, and then nakita namin yung mga taong ni-recognize namin tuloy-tuloy hanggang sa nag-boom sila ngayon, as in ang lakas-lakas nila. May message to everyone, lalong-lalo na yung mga awardees natin ngayon. Heartfelt congratulations dahil kung ano man yung matatanggap nyo ngayong award ay eto ay super deserving nyo, kaya kayo nandito.
Congratulations to all the awardees of the 3rd ASEAN Excellence Achievers Award. And thank you very much for recognizing Open for Business as the outstanding online business show of the year. May your tribe grow and inspire others to take on the entrepreneurial spirit so that they too will open for business.
Open for Business is back, and the buzzword of the week is hybrid electric vehicles. These are powered by an internal combustion engine and one or more electric motors, which uses energy stored in batteries. Challenging the norm is what's ahead when it comes to patronizing HEVs as well as automakers that are new entrants in the local market. They bring fresh ideas, technology, and a new alternative on your driving experience. They exemplify innovation, style, and a resolute dedication to a different kind of mobility. As for HEVs, there is more to driving them than just exception on the road on coding days. And with that, our quote for the week is a Vietnamese proverb. It says, "Detours increase local knowledge." Thank you, Tonet. Maraming salamat sa iyo sa pagsama mo sa amin sa isang oras upang tunghayan ang isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook and YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines, sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you are informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat.
Ang Best Public Affairs Program. And the star goes to Open for Business Net 25.
It is a signal to the world that we are open for business.
We are now open for business. This is Cesar Vallejos bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama tayong matuto sa isa na namang makabuluhang usapan tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng inyong negosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo rin sa Facebook, sa YouTube. Siguraduhin mag-like at mag-subscribe sa aming social media page at Net25TV. Alamin natin, suriin mula sa mga negosyante, thought leaders at mga personalidad sa iba't ibang larangan ang mga strategies, trends at mahalagang karanasan sa pagninegosyo dahil tayo ay open for business. The entrepreneurial spirit is alive and well in the country, and Open for Business has witnessed yet again a few of our MSMEs to be feted for their dedication, passion, achievements, and sustainable practices. We speak to a few of these awardees to discover their inspiring stories as recipients of the first Southeast Asian Premier Business and Achiever Award. Open for Business is back, and we are joined by a few of the recipients of different categories for the Southeast Asian Premier Business and Achiever Award event. Para sa ating mga negosyante o nagbabalak pumasok sa negosyo, maaari tayong makapulot ng aral mula sa kanilang mga karanasan sa pagninegosyo. More than that, it's also how they have made significant contributions to their industries and communities. We have with us in this episode Ms. Salvacion Paparon, owner of Xian Roll-Up Construction Services and Premier Achiever Awardee, Ms. Paula Pescador, owner of Petals of Love Manila and Premier Business Recipient, and Mr. Niro De Leon Marcelo, one of the founders of Servicio Channel and Awards Committee Chairman. First, we have with us one of the founders of Servicio Channel and Awards Committee Chairman, Niro De Leon Marcelo. How are you, Niro?
Hello, sir. Magandang araw po.
And welcome to Open for Business.
Nakaka-overwhelm punta po sa inyong programa.
Hindi naman dapat ika-overwhelm, Niro, because we're here to support MSMEs, and that's the reason why you are here today. Marami kasing mga awards ngayon, and that is what we want to support also because they honor and they give the spotlight to MSMEs. Pero ano ba ang pagkakaiba ng business award na ito sa mga ibang mga awards na natatanggap na rin ng mga maliliit na negosyante?
Napakagandang tanong po niyan. Masasabi po natin na ito pong award-giving body natin na mula po sa La Visual Corporation at Servicio Channel, ang Southeast Asian Premier Business Awards. Napakalaking step para mas makilala pa ang mga negosyanteng Pilipino. Ang mga nagsisimula sa negosyo, yung mga nasa kaligitnaan na, at saka yung mga nandun na sa top. Dahil bukod po sa award na matatanggap nila, ay tinutulungan pa po namin sila mas makilala sa pamamagitan po ng paglalagay po sa kanila sa billboards. Ibini-billboard po namin sila. 3 po yung billboard natin sa EDSA at saka sa C5. Meron din po tayo inalabas sa mga magazine at sa mga media partners. Katulad po ng inyong programa, we let them have their guestings para ma-share yung stories nila. Kasi kaya nga po tayo nagbibigay ng parangal sa mga negosyanteng Pilipino dahil mayroon silang inspiring story. So we want to inspire people na gusto magtayo ng negosyo o yung mga pinanghihinaan na ng loob sa kanilang negosyo. Marami po kasing nangyari during the pandemic, lalo na sa mga businesses, maraming ipinanganak negosyo, maraming nawala. But siguro ito po yung isang way ng La Visual Corporation na naisip po namin na why do we start a program o venue na kung saan naiiba po sa mga nakasanayan ng award-giving body. So, dito po ipinapanganak yung mga programa and iba't iba pang award-giving events namin dahil napakarami po. Pangalawa pa lang po ito mula po sa aming organizing team. Each event ay patuloy po naming pagagandahin. But nandito po tayo sa pangalawa, ito pong Southeast Asian Premier Business Award sa December 8, 2023. Very excited po kami na marami na po kaming naibabahaging story ngayon sa Pilipinas po.
Wow, that's good to know, Nero. But I think it's also, we applaud the objective of the organization because as you said, you are not only giving recognition to them, but you're helping them in marketing. One of the challenges, of course, of MSMEs is marketing, especially, of course, in the digital age. It's really a combination of a lot of things, diba? From the traditional, and because of social media, there's a lot of developments there. But sa inyo ba, because you have somehow identified areas where you want to expose these MSMEs, ano ba yung mga challenges nila sa marketing? And alam din natin na pag MSMEs, siyempre, somehow, some, not all, have limited budgets in marketing, di ba? But in your case, since you are giving them opportunities with your OOH, with their media exposure, what are these common challenges in marketing na nasasabi sa inyo ng mga negosyante? Ito ba ay, siyempre, ang mga naririnig ko ng mga nakakausap ko dito, akala nila masyadong mahal, so prohibitive yung cost. So aside from that, what are the other challenges in marketing na natutulungan nyo silang solusyonan?
Bukod nga po doon sa sinabi nyo, akala po nila mahal, mababawi naman nila yon. Kahit sabihin natin medyo investment po kasi.
That's right.
Pagmamarket. So, napakalaki po ng experience ng La Visual Corporation in terms of helping businesses para makilala po yung brand nila, bumuo ng brand nila, maging aware lang yung community. So, sabi ko nga, bukod po doon sa billboards, meron pa po kami mga LED TVs, 30 digital boxes po sa around Metro Manila. Ito po yung mga maliliit na paraan pa lang po ito ng La Visual Corporation eh. So, isa pa siguro sa mga struggle po natin in terms sa marketing o pag-introduce nito sa mga maliliit pang negosyo ay yung education nila. Hindi lang ito isang bagsakan. Ito yung continuous. Kailangan ma-educate natin sila how important is marketing. Kumbaga, gaano ba ka-importante yung pagmamarket ng negosyo para tumagal po ito, para mas makilala po tayo. So, patuloy po kaming mag-educate ng La Visual Corporation. Napakahalaga po ng marketing. At bukod sa pag-receive ng award, yung pag-share din po ng story, malaking marketing na rin yun eh. So, lagi po natin pagbubutihin din yung mga ginagawa natin saan man tayong industriya.
In business, di ba, you have to continuously be aware of the latest trends and a lot of marketing efforts and initiatives and the trends, di ba, pa-iba-ibang trends. And speaking of the industries, di ba, sa mga kumpanyang ino-honor ninyo, some may appreciate these traditional media vehicles, but some are not necessarily relevant to their business. Diba? There's B2B, there's B2C, diba? In your case ba, ano bang mga industriya ang siniservisyohan ng inyong organisasyon?
Actually, napakadami na pong services ng La Visual Corporation. Ito lang po yung mga ino-offer po namin sa ngayon para sa ating mga awardees. Kumbaga, mula po sa mga corporate businesses, medium businesses, sa small businesses, tuloy-tuloy po o may marami po kaming maibibigay na services for them. You can check La Visual Corporation Facebook page para po sa mga serbisyong yan. Ngayon, nandyan yung digital. Napakalaking tulong po ng technology na available ngayon sa mga negosyo.
Yes.
So, yun din yung gusto ko i-add din kanina na turuan din na sila gumamit ng technology. Ano yung available ngayon? Utilize those technology para sa ikabubuti natin. Kumbaga, ito yung ginawa para tulungan tayo. So, gamitin natin sa pagmamarket. Yun po yung additional marketing na ginagawa namin o ini-educate namin sa mga businesses. So, in terms of the services, what kind of people yung kinikater po namin and what kind of businesses po. So, kahit ano po sila, kahit napakalaking negosyo, kayang-kaya po namin silang tulungan.
Wow, that's great to know. Now, Nero, I'm sure that honoring MSMEs takes a certain process. Siyempre, any award-giving body or any organization that honors MSMEs or other individuals and companies would have to, somehow select the people or the organizations who are deserving to be feted with these awards. Ano yung selection process na ginagawa?
Summarize na lang po natin. Medyo mahaba po kasi. But they can actually nominate themselves, their friends, or sino mang individual through our website, through our Facebook page. Sasalain po sila ng ating awards committee. So, meron po yan magre-research, may sa-site visit. Kasi minsan, tinawag na the best program, TV show. So, i-check natin yan, isa-survey natin yan. Hindi naman pwedeng the best TV show tapos 5-10 po kayo. So, sinasala po sila, pinag-aaralan po at sinasurvey po ng ating team. And then, kapag meron na po tayo napili after a certain deadline, ayun na po yung mabibigyan natin ng parangal. Hindi po siya madali. Minsan may 1,000, 500, 100 same categories, but magaling naman po ang ating team na nagagawa ang ating research, kumbaga, and the survey and everything. Kaya maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Wow, that's great. And we'll be meeting some of them, some of the recipients of the awards later, Nero. But before we end this conversation, and first, I'd like to congratulate you for coming up with this and also the La Visual. What's next for your organization and how do you see this growing? Are you coming up with more categories? Will there be more awards, and how often do you plan to do this?
Tuloy-tuloy po ang plano namin ng La Visual Corporation. Kumbaga, hindi lang po ito isang beses sa isang taon. How frequent? Ang biruan po namin, 5 times a year. Dahil napakarami pong deserving na makilala sa ating industriya. So, napakaraming category, napakadaming hindi pa namin naitatake. Ito po yung way namin ng La Visual Corporation na kilalanin kayo. And hindi po kami matatapos hanggat may natutulungan po kami na mas makilala kayo sa negosyo. Sabi ko nga during my speech sa isa po namin award ay kayo ang bida, yung mga awardee po namin. Abangan nyo po, December 8, 2023, Southeast Asian Premier Business and Achiever Award sa Winford Resort and Casino, Manila.
Wow, congratulations. That's Nero De Leon Marcelo, one of the founders of Servicio Channel and Awards Committee Chairman. Open for Business will be back. Stay tuned. The Premier Business Awardee at the Southeast Asian Premier Business and Achievers Award, we have Miss Paula Pescador, the owner of Petals of Love Manila. How are you,
Hello
Miss Paula?
po. Okay naman po, sir.
Alam mo, napaka-exciting ng business mo. Flowers.
Yes po.
Why did you choose flowers as a business?
I think it all connected with sa childhood ko. Since I was a kid kasi po talaga, mahilig ako sa arts and craft. And then growing up, lahat naman ng kids are artist po talaga.
Yes.
Nakakalimutan lang natin. Ako po talaga, nung nagtrabaho na po ako, parang nandun pa rin yung passion with arts. Tapos doon ko na incorporate with the flowers. Isa sa frustrations ko po ata is, hindi po kasi ako nabibigyan before ng flowers. So parang kung hindi ako nabibigyan, ako na lang gagawa. So ganun po yung nangyari. And then po, doon ko na pag-aralan yung different types of flowers. Doon na, along the way, doon ko nagustuhan na, passion for arts is pwede siya sa flowers. So, doon po nag-start po lahat.
Wow, okay. Miss Paula, that's very revealing, ha? Let's talk about arts and crafts. Kasi sinabi mo, that was your passion. So, nung bata ka pa, I mean, you're very young now, I'm sure. But ano yung arts and crafts na ginagawa mo nun? Talagang floral arrangements na? Or are there other specific arts and crafts na ginagawa mo?
Nung kinder ako, I think mahilig akong mag-drawing and then yung sa mga pictures with items, nilalagyan po yun. And specifically, tumatak sa isip ko is, during childhood to high school, mahilig ako sa flowers, mag-drawing. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Tapos, growing up, ngayon, parang ito na pala, hindi ko ma-imagine na yung pagdodrawing ko lang ng flowers, napunta na sa pag-arrange ng flowers talaga mismo.
Are you surrounded by flowers or were you surrounded by nature or you just see it in books and photos?
I think more on books po talaga.
Really?
And then, usually po kasi yung mga flowers po natin dito sa Pilipinas, maliliit since the climate natin is mainit po talaga. Sa ibang bansa, nakakita po ako sa mga libro ng malalaking roses, tulips. Dati hindi ko pa alam yung tawag doon eh. Pero ngayon, parang naalala ko, yun pala po yung tawag doon. So, may napag-connect ko yung ngayon na business ko sa nung maliit ako. Kaya parang may times na pag napapagod ka, naalala mo na hindi ito talaga siya eh. Na mula nung bata ka, may connection siya. Tapos, nandun yung passion and love for arts na hindi, ito talaga yung gusto kong gawin hanggang tumanda ako.
As we speak, Miss Paula, this is already one of the business insights that you're sharing with our viewers because to create a business, you have to have that passion and you can go back to your love, to what you do. In your case, in your childhood, that was your passion. So you transform that passion, you transform that interest into a business. At I'm sure, pag ginagawa mo ngayon yung business, hindi ka lang din nagtatrabaho dahil happy ka. So, you are satisfying yourself and also, while earning. Pero this time, alam naman po natin, Miss Paula, na maraming sources ng flowers, di ba? So, a lot of them, we can order online, we can go to Dangwa, di ba? And then a lot of places. So, alam naman natin na, syempre, sabi nga, iba-iba din ang klase ng bulaklak, di ba? Ano yung positioning mo ng flower ninyo? What makes it different? I know that there are affordable flowers, there are premium flowers. In your case, Miss Paula, how do you position your product, your flower arrangement?
Kami kasi is ang target market po talaga po namin is from middle class pataas po. So,
premium ito. So, talagang kapag ang market mo, middle class to the AB market, it's a little bit more expensive. And I'm sure baka imported pa yung ibang bulaklak dyan.
Opo.
Go ahead.
So, yun po. Marami nagsasabi sa amin na marami namang flower shop dyan. Bakit kami sa inyo bibili? Una is, hindi hassle pag umorder. Like, sobrang personalized niya. May mga clients ako na encounter na ang haba-haba ng letter, pero free yung pag-print ng letter nila for their loved ones. Especially pag OFW. So, it's a plus for the client. And then, we also give updates for our clients. Kasi sa ibang flower shop, na-deliver na po. Yun na yun. So, wala silang update. Minsan, nangingi kami ng consent with the client, the recipient, na can we take a photo with you ng flowers so we can send doon sa nagpadala.
Wow.
So, yun, pinapadala din po namin sa client po yun. Para, kumbaga, yung customer service is sobrang premium po na, ibang-iba sila sa ibang flower shop. And then, the arts kasi is subjective kasi ang flower arrangement. Pwedeng yung simple sobrang ganda. Pero yung sa amin po kasi talaga, yearly updating ng pag-arrange ng flowers. Hindi po ako nagsistay kung ano po yung nakasanayan na. Palagi akong umaattend ng mga seminars, masterclass. Recently, I attended a masterclass na event styling. So, I'm transitioning to that. So, yun po. Kumbaga, gusto ko ibigay yung best sa mga clients, sa mga makaka-receive na paulit-ulit lang na flowers. Gusto ko yung may wow factor ang makaka-receive ng mga flower arrangements namin and gift sets.
Wow, impressive. I would love to see your flower arrangements. But, as you speak, Miss Paula, I'm imagining, the traditions in flower arrangements. But ano ba yung trend ngayon?
Ang trend ngayon, medyo iba depende sa market eh. Pero ang napansin po kasi namin sa ibang clients po talaga, gusto nila yung mga lush ang look, like pastel colors, pero big looking yung flowers. So, meron kaming technique na para mapalaki yung mga flowers, hindi lang yung parang pinitas lang tapos binigay.
Also from the original size, you can enlarge it?
Yes po.
Okay. Using a technology na?
No, meron naman po talagang technique sa hands po. So, meron kaming ginagamit technique na mapalaki pa. So, lush po siya. And then, yung iba naman po, minimalist, wala masyadong flowers like roses lang talaga. Pero you can see the quality of the roses itself na, parang ang simple lang pero sobrang elegant niya tingnan. So, yun po yung trend na nakikita ko ngayon, na ina-adapt din po namin. Yung mga binibili po, mostly sa amin po, sa wooden box. May signature wooden box arrangement po kami. Nauuso po siya in a way na less po ang wrappers, plastic waste. So, box po siya. So, magagamit pa after. May sentimental value na magagamit pa ni client after masira ng fresh flowers. Yun po yung madalas in order po sa amin. Signature wooden box po.
So, reusable pa siya and it's sustainable. So, since you're online, a lot of people will go to you. So, different nationalities yun. Ano ang pagkakaiba ng pag-appreciate ng Pinoy sa mga bulaklak compared to the other nationalities?
Sa atin kasi, Filipinos, mahilig po talaga tayong tumingin sa Pinterest. Minsan, pag may mga client na nagsisend ng flower arrangement sa amin, sinasabi lang namin kung ano yung available dito sa Pilipinas. And then, we can incorporate kung ano yung artistic na, yung ayos ng flowers, and the color, and then the type of flowers na pwede namin ibigay sa kanya. Ang Filipinos kasi, basta malalaki yung flowers, maganda, fresh, hindi yung parang nabubulok na nung binigay. Sa ibang bansa po kasi, ang napansin namin, less sila sa leaves, sa mga dahon. More on flowers talaga sila. Sa atin po kasi, nahahaluan pa ng mga leaves, so pwede pa siyang mas mapalaki, tignan. So, yun po. Parang sa akin po, ang mga Filipinos, mahilig po talaga sila into nature-looking arrangements. Kasi nga po, ang Pilipinas, greenery po talaga siya eh. So, hindi mo naman talaga makikita ang Pilipinas na punong-puno ng roses. Yun po yung napansin ko.
Wow! What are your tips to aspiring flower arrangers?
Sa mas aspiring florist, floral designers po, pag nakikita kasi nila pag floral designer, akala nila madali siya. Pero maraming struggle siya along the way, maraming pag-aaralan, maraming magka-question with your business. So ikaw, iisipin mo kung ano yung biggest why mo, bakit mo siya ginagawa. And then, continuous yung learning mo dapat. Hindi ka, pag artist ka kasi, hindi ka nagsistick sa kung ano lang yung alam mo na eh. Dapat hunger for knowledge.
That's
Yun.
right.
Yun po dapat ang meron ang hindi lang floral designers, I think a lot of business owners, ganon. Hindi ka magsisimulang isipin na, hindi magaling na ako. Laging isipin mo, ano pa ang pwede kong ma-improve sa negosyo ko, sa flowers ko, sa services ko. Kasi I think may mai-improve pa yun. Although sinasabi naman ng mga clients namin na sobrang saya nila sa services namin. Pero I think pwede pang ma-improve. So, yun po.
Wow, now we know why she won the Premier Business Award at the Southeast Asian Premier Business and Achiever Award. But what is your reaction, Miss Paula, when you got this Premier Business Award?
Nagpapasalamat po ako sa La Visual Corporation po. Kasi po nakikita po talaga nila yung passion for arranging flowers. Kasi hindi po lahat ng floral designers nabibigyan ng award, hindi po lahat nabibigyan. Parang subjective po talaga yung pag-appreciate ng arts. So, hindi lang sila ito business na construction sa other businesses. Kumbaga, meron din sa arts. So, yun po, sobrang nagpapasalamat kami sa La Visual para po dun sa darating na awarding this December 8.
Perfect. And for people who would like to order from you, where will they contact you, Miss Paula?
Hi, we're available. You can visit our Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is Petals of Love Manila and our Instagram is Petals of Love Manila Official.
That's the owner, Miss Paula Pescador of the Petals of Love Manila. Open for business. We'll be back. Stay with us. As we say, we save the best for last. With me is Miss Salvacion Paparon or Miss Salve, Premier Achiever Awardee, and she's the owner of Xi'an Roll-Up Construction Services. How are you, Miss Salve?
You. Yeah, thank you so much. I am good, and thank you to La Visual for giving us the chance to be here with your show tonight.
Alam mo, Miss Salve, I cannot imagine you into this construction business, di ba? It's a man's world, di ba? Your services are roll-up door construction services from flowers to construction. At pareho pa kayong babae. So, yun, mahirap din yun. How do you end up in this roll-up construction services business?
In a construction industry, first you have the skills and experience. So I don't have the skills, I don't have the experience, but my husband has. So combined his experiences on roll-up doors, and I've studied more on how to market, how to get clients, how to penetrate the market, how to penetrate multinational companies. So it's a combination of work, him on operation and I'm on the back end. So that is where we started the business, the Xi'an Roll-Up Door.
You know, Miss Salve, that is very common. I interviewed a lot of people and that's a very, very ideal setup.
Yes.
Diba? Sabi nga nila, with the many businesses owned by families, talagang you do everything.
Yes,
diba? And
exactly.
somehow you complement each other. Diba? And I've interviewed a lot of owners and CEOs who have the same experience. But in your case, alam natin yung mga advantages ng ganong team up. Ano yung pinaka-challenge naman nun?
Yes, actually it's not more of a challenge because my husband has this series of works. I have my own. So I don't intervene on his works. He don't intervene on mine. So we have this separation of works. So we do have these conflicts at times. It's more of people management. So he is more strict, I am more lenient.
Lenient,
Yes. So, but at the end of the day, I'm the wife. I'm the one to follow.
Okay, yeah, I completely agree. I
Yeah.
also follow that rule. Okay, but anyways, maganda yung insight na yan. That's another business insight, Miss Salve, because you said even in a family business, you have to be strict on the rules of engagement and
Yes.
the roles that you do.
Yes,
if you're
exactly.
in charge of construction, if you're in charge of marketing, regardless of relationship, you have to do that business role that you
Yes,
have,
exactly.
diba? So kumbaga, it's really a professional way of management. Alam natin na sa industriya ninyo, ang dami ding competition, di ba? Kasi
yeah.
kumbaga, with the architect, with the builders, with the property developers, how do you stand out in the market? Ano yung ginagawa mo, Miss Salve, para to make sure you penetrate that market?
Yeah, well, for me, I have 3 things that I considered. First, quality of materials that we used. Second, quality of services. Lastly, after sales relationship. So our relationship with clients doesn't end right after the turnover.
Yes.
For me, it starts after the turnover because there is no such thing as 100% perfect work. So there are a lot of punch lists after turnover. So that is where, for me, I guess professionalism comes in because that is where you deal with your client after the turnover. So even though it's beyond the warranty period, if my client calls and we have problems with the roll-up doors, we cater for free. It's more of giving them small favor, but at the end of the day, they will give you a lot of clients in return.
That's right. And
Yes.
there's a lot of reorders.
Yes, exactly.
Reorders and referrals.
Yes. During our first year, we struggle a lot to have more clients, but right after getting like one of my big 4 clients, they give me a lot of referrals. So that is where we started.
Wow, that's another insight. So, ibig sabihin, huwag ka masyadong makompute
Yes.
or mali or
Yes.
malista, di ba?
Not on the profit only, but of course
Exactly.
for the services.
Wow. Bilang si Salve, marami ka ring nagawa na nagpatunay ng iyong determinasyon, dedikasyon at tibay para paglabanan ng buhay. Maaari mo bang maibahagi sa amin ang ilan sa mga naging pagsubok sa buhay mo na iyong napagtagumpayan?
It's more of personal experience that was in 2017. I must say it's more of our lowest with my husband. I've undergone a spine surgery, so we went like negative. So we need to
it's
start.
health-related then.
So we need to start from scratch. But the good thing is that is when we've started to put up the Sheehan Roll-Up Door Construction Services. So I was a full-time employee. My husband has his transport business, the tricycle business. We focus first. I am still an employee. I work as an HR. And then he is also focusing on his business while we are putting up the Sheehan Roll-Up Door Construction Services. So at first, more of our first or second year is more of our buffer for income, I must say. And then during our 3rd year, that is where we give our 100% focused on the business.
So there's a lot of resilience then.
Yes.
So it's really bouncing back. Pag ganyan, para ka ring nag-pandemic.
Yes.
So maliban pa sa pandemic, sa toong pandemic, may pandemic ka rin sa
Yes,
buhay
exactly.
mo. In your business, you needed a lot of contacts. You needed a lot of connections, di ba? And as you mentioned, in marketing, di ba, that's relationship. So somehow, ano yung character dapat ng mga tao na nasa industriya mo?
For me, based on experience, it should be kind. You should be kind not only to your clients, but to everyone, to your team, clients, prospects. You have to be kind and just and fair. Just make sure you are just and fair and you won't go wrong. And you're not only thinking of yourself, but you're thinking of everyone else. Because for me, I am not doing this for our family, but we are doing this also for our team, for us to, have a food on our plate every time we eat.
Wow, impressive. You have a very kind heart.
Yeah.
You have a very soft heart, Miss Salve. That's the irony of it all. So, roll-up construction yon, but you have a very kind heart. Ang mabalikan ko lang na tanong ay, di ba, in your business, a lot of these materials are these manufactured in the Philippines, or are you affected then by the world market because you import some of the materials?
Yeah, materials are coming from Taiwan, and then we just fabricate here in the Philippines. So raw materials are coming outside of the Philippines.
Para ka maging tough dito sa industry na to, at the same time kind, to your employees and your clients, what are your tips naman to people who would want to engage in this type of business?
First, you have to study what business you would want to put up. If you don't know everything, at least you know a little of everything, of what you are doing, of what you're planning to engage. And research what are your target market, target clients, and also the location, if it's doable or not. And then last thing that would come in would be your capital.
You mentioned about this market. Where are you stronger, residential or on the office or corporate side?
My target market really is multinational companies because that is
corporate
where...
yun, and that is where the money is.
Yes.
Tama? Okay.
Well, we cater homeowners. It's just that it's just for one time. But for multinational companies, it's continuous project. So we have clients focusing on clothing, we have retails, we have banks, we have pharmacies. So those are continuing markets.
So I think you were also one of the biggest, hardest hit during the pandemic because everyone, most of your multinational clients closed. What were your strategies in bouncing back?
Yeah, we have clients on biotech and pharmaceutical companies. So for me, the pandemic is more of our bread and butter because that's the time that we have a lot of clients.
Oh, para kang luxury item. Di ba? Kung kaya nag-pandemic, saka naglabas ng pera pambili ng yacht.
Yeah, because the biotech industry and pharmacies or pharmaceutical companies, those are the industries that for me stable during the pandemic. So we have a lot of clients in pharmacies. So we continue to do the maintenance, PMS, installation. And since we are part of the APOR, so our business
is the
authorized person outside residence. So construction.
That's right.
Yeah. So we continue to serve.
Tsaka yung essential products kayo, essential commodity.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. So kayo yung
I must say one
gainer.
of,
One of the gainers during the pandemic.
Yes.
What's your reaction, with this Premier Achiever Award?
Very happy, aside from the fact that La Visual is not only focusing on us, recognizing our efforts, but they are also embarking on promoting us. It's for free. It's very rewarding. For La Visual, is very kind for, promoting our businesses, the small, medium businesses. So we are very thankful to La Visual Corporation and also Servicio Channel. And with these awards, I guess it's more on edge during the biddings and business presentations because you have these awards that you can highlight. So after receiving a series of awards, we have gained a lot of multinational companies. So it's more of banking on credentials, I must say.
Which is true,
Yeah.
yes. And I think this is one of the objectives of the show Open for Business as well, because we wanted to really give the spotlight to you MSMEs who have been, keeping the economy afloat.
Yes.
Diba? Ano ang ma-expect pa namin sa Xi'an roll-up construction services? What are your plans? Are you going to expand?
Yeah.
Are you going to add more branches?
Yeah, we serve nationwide. So we have satellite office in Region 6. And our team, early this morning, our team traveled to Dumaguete because we have projects. And also this weekend, we are bound for Ormoc. So we are serving nationwide, and our aim is to have a bigger plant so we can employ more people.
Wow, perfect. And thank you so much. I hope that we can have a longer discussion conversation with you in the future with
Yes.
the visual. And thank you so much for sharing your insights with the viewers of Open for Business. And congratulations
Thank you.
to the Premier Achiever Award. That's Miss Salvacion Salve Paparon, the owner of Xi'an Roll-Up Construction Services. Open for Business. We'll be back. Stay tuned. And for business news, revenue collection to exceed a target for 2023. The Philippines is expected to surpass the 3.73 trillion revenue collection target for 2023 to between 3.83 to 3.9 trillion, owed mainly to the higher collections from the Bureau of Customs and non-tax revenues, according to the Interagency Development Budget Coordination Committee. Taiwan mission gets 20.6 billion pesos in prospects. The Philippines secured 20.6 billion worth of investment prospects from 5 companies in Taiwan, according to the Philippine Economic Zone Authority. Of the 5 leads, 2 companies are eyeing the manufacture of sustainable packaging. A consortium of Taiwanese and Japanese firms are looking into investing 11.36 billion pesos in capital to build a compostable packaging factory, while another manufacturing and renewable energy firm is pouring in a 7.95 billion pesos worth of facility for vertical integration of low-carbon paper and eco-packaging, as well as develop a waste-to-energy plant. Approved foreign investments surged 567%. The country's foreign investment approvals surged by 567% to 757.33 billion pesos in the first 9 months of the year, from 113.49 billion at the same period a year ago, the Bureau of Investments said. For October alone, the BOI registered the 3 offshore wind projects of a Danish firm worth 329.74 billion, which is also expected to create 230 jobs. And our buzzword of the week is data monetization. Simply put, converting data into money. These are 3 viable ways to monetize data: improving work, wrapping products, and selling information offerings. Congratulations to all the awardees of the first Southeast Asian Premier Business and Outstanding Achiever Award. We also like to thank you for recognizing some of our Canet 25, your roster of awardees in different categories. Kasama rin ang inyong lingkod bilang Premier Achiever, Outstanding ABC Business Leader. May your tribe grow and inspire others to take on the entrepreneurial spirit so that they too will open for business. And with that, our quote of the week is from the Apple co-founder Steve Jobs. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Thank you to our inspiring guests. Maraming salamat sa isa na namang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ang isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook, on YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines. Sharpen your business acumen, fill the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you are informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat.
Ang Best Public Affairs Program. And the star goes to Open for Business Net 25.
It is a signal to the world that we are open for business.
We are now open for business. This is Cesar Vallejos bringing you yet another episode to guide you in discovering your passion and growing your business as we learn from experts in the field. Sama-sama tayong matuto sa isa na namang makabuluhang usapan tungo sa pagpapaunlad ng inyong negosyo. Ang Open for Business ay mapapanood nyo rin sa Facebook, sa YouTube. Siguraduhin mag-like at mag-subscribe sa aming social media page at Net25TV. Alamin natin, suriin mula sa mga negosyante, thought leaders at mga personalidad sa iba't ibang larangan ang mga strategies, trends at mahalagang karanasan sa pagninegosyo dahil tayo ay open for business. A daughter, wife, mother, civic leader, COO, CEO, and president. She wears many hats with grace and dedication, making an indelible impact on her community and beyond. Meet Ms. Mary Carla Christine Reyes-Sia, COO of CP Reyes Hospital in Tanawan, Batangas, and the Charter President of Soroptimist International of Malvar, who will let us learn a few management styles in running your businesses or organizations as Open for Business brings you empowering excellence, a conversation with a multifaceted leader. Our guest today is not only the Chief Operating Officer of a respected family-owned hospital, CP Reyes Hospital in Tanawan, Batangas, where her expertise in healthcare administration is a driving force for excellence. But she is also a devoted mother of two and a loving wife to a dedicated doctor. Her professional success is complemented by her unwavering commitment to family. But that's not all. Beyond the hospital corridors and her family life, she is a beacon of civic duty. As the first charter president of the Soroptimist International of Malvar, she embodies the spirit of service and empowerment. Her tireless efforts in this role have contributed to positive change for women and girls in her community, opening doors to education, economic independence, and a brighter future. Today, we have the privilege to delve into the life and experiences of this extraordinary woman, gaining insights into her leadership journey, the challenges she's overcome, and the wisdom she's gained along the way. Join us as we celebrate a multifaceted leader whose contributions touch the hearts and minds of many. Please welcome Miss Mary Carla Christine Reyes-Sia. How are you, Miss Carla?
I'm good.
Okay. Off cam, we were talking about a lot of things. Kung ikaw ay first time mo sa set, I think it's also the first time that we are interviewing someone from a hospital. So far, Miss Carla, paano ba naiiba ang pagpapatakbo ng isang ospital? Kasi siyempre, di ba maraming mga management approaches yan. Iba-ibang larangan ng business, di ba? May kanya-kanyang pagpapatakbo ng negosyo. But this one, hospital, how do you do that? What's your management approach?
Okay, first of all, when you manage a hospital, it's really different from other types of businesses. It's because it's very complex, no? Marami tayong mga regulatory, statutory requirements na mga sinusunod. But most importantly, it's challenging because you have to be updated, you know. You need to know the latest technology, kung ano yung mga sakit ngayon na biglang sumusulpot. Like recently, we had this pandemic, yung COVID. It was really difficult for us to, you know, to cope up. But the question is, paano ba magpatakbo? It's very important that you first, dapat ang puso mo nasa pasyente. So when you say na ang puso mo nasa pasyente, dapat very well-versed ka. You should have the best doctors. You should be able to communicate with the doctors and at least know them very well in terms of their knowledge. And dapat willing ang isang ospital na mag-extend ng help up to the point of sending them to trainings. And of course, mamahalin natin ang mga pasyente. Kung meron tayong mga doktor na minamahal, meron tayong mga pasyente. It is very important for a hospital to be a patient-centered hospital. Meaning, dapat lahat ng services na kailangan nila, na hanapin nila, gagawan mo ng paraan na ma-provide mo. And of course, ang pinaka-challenging, sir, ngayon, napakahirap mag-hire ng nurses. Almost all of the nurses are going abroad. Siyempre, ang grabe ngayon mag-hire ang US, ang UK, wala nang experience na kailangan. So that's very challenging for us. So what we do, siyempre, we keep up the salaries that we give. Kung hindi namin na kaya sa basic salary, at least sa benefits, we also give several incentives. At syempre, ang isa pa rin sa pinaka-challenging is, you know, yung atin syempre yung government policies. Like we have the PhilHealth policies na parating nagbabago, ang ating DOH na kailangan naman din natin makapag-adopt. And for me, ang hindi dapat mawala sa kahit na anong negosyo is innovation. If you do not know how to innovate, if you do not know how to do blue strategy, hindi po talaga magsasucceed ang kahit na anong negosyo. So, kumbaga parang we don't do head-to-head competition, pero tingnan natin kung ano ba yung strengths na meron ng isang negosyo katulad ng isang ospital na pwede nating ma-magnify para ito yung mapansin sa atin. Kasi maraming ospital sa buong Pilipinas.
You have also shown the many issues and the many complicated things in managing a hospital. But I remember, Miss Carla, when I was asked during that time when I was working in this hospital, when I was telling them I'm from the strategic marketing department, sabi nila parang, may marketing ang ospital. Hindi nila alam yon. So akala nila ang minamarket lang ay the other products, services, other commodities, Pero napaka-critical ng marketing sa ospital, which is my next question. How do you make sure that the hospital of choice in Batangas or yung malapit na lugar pa doon?
Okay, first of all, our hospital is located in the heart or in the city of Tanawan City, Batangas. So it's along the crossing and mataas talaga yung population na dumadaan doon. But of course, we don't stop studying, we don't stop benchmarking. And actually, to be updated, you always have to attend trainings and seminars na related sa healthcare. Like we have the Philippine Hospital Association, private hospital associations. We attend those seminars and meetings to keep us updated. But of course, I've said a while ago, simple lang. Kailangan pakinggan mo lang ang mga pasyente. If you have the data, if you collect the data, ano ba yung pinakamaraming sakit na meron? Ano ba yung pinakakonti? Ano ba yung hindi natin nasuserve sa industry natin? And then from that data, you come up with another strategy. It is very important, hindi lang sa hospital. You need to have the data, you need to analyze it and come up with a solution, come up with a problem, and you can also innovate that through that data. Marketing is really very important, hindi lang talaga yan. Kasi nga, sa aming competition ngayon, marketing is really a tool for your business to be, at par with other hospitals. So we also do social media marketing. We have everything. Not just that, we also do marketing in the industrial company. Hindi lang po kami sa may mga sakit. We also do pre-employment, annual physical exam. We go to the industrial companies. We have a mobile clinic. And of course, that is the starting point. That's marketing. You don't really earn that much in the industrial, but you promote it. Ikaw yung lalapit sa kanila para hindi na nila kailangan lumapit sa'yo. Kasi hindi naman lahat sila mapapadaan sa hospital. And wala naman lahat sa social media. So dahil bulk ng client ang industrial companies, kami nagpupunta. Actually, I was the marketing director for 5 years in our hospital, and that was my first job as the marketing director. Kasi sa Batangas, ang opportunity po doon ay dumami na po ang mga industrial companies. We have in Lima, that's in Lipa, Malvar. We have in FPIP, that is in Santo Tomas, Batangas, and we also have the Carmel Rey in Calamba. Ang dami. And ang gusto po nila, packages for physical examination, packages for their corporate directors. So, I created those, and then na-market naman po natin.
So, it's like offering them corporate wellness.
Yes.
It's not just, addressing that specific disease, but parang more on prevention. The health and wellness program na siya.
That's correct.
Wow. Balikan ko ngayon yung nabanggit mo na one of the strategies, as you mentioned, is of course you get the best doctors, you get the best nurses. So doctors, talagang iba-ibang specialty. Di ba, bawat ospital may kanya-kanyang specialty. Sa inyo ba, when you mention the brand of your hospital, saan siya magaling? Di ba, may mga ganon. So saan kayo, what are the doctors best or known for in your hospital?
Actually, the hospital is known to be a general hospital. We don't really specialized any specialties, but we have a lot of doctors with subspecialty. We chose to cater almost all of the patients kasi marami talagang mga pasyente, no? Ang first primary care yung ginagamot talaga natin sa ngayon. And then with that, ang naging innovation namin is nakita namin kasi, sir, ang opportunity doon sa industrial. So, recently, when the pandemic came, 2020, I'll go to that, because during that time, it was really difficult for us to survive. So, what we did, instead of putting up a specialty or a branding for the hospital, we decided to put up several clinics, satellite clinics in different areas in the 3rd District of Batangas. So what we did, kasi yung mga pasyente ayaw pumasok sa ospital kasi natatakot sa COVID. This was 2020, February. So ayaw nilang pumasok. Wala kaming pasyente, sir. And during that time, may mga pumapasok COVID, takot lahat ng nurses, takot din ng ibang mga doktor at hindi talaga nagpasyente. So, nag-lay off kami, nag-lay off kami for a while, but what we did, sir, sabi namin, sayang naman kung pati yung mga healthcare workers namin mawawala ng trabaho. So what we did, sir, we created businesses, we created laboratory and diagnostic clinics in Tanawan, Malvar, Santo Tomas. So meron po kaming tinatawag na Lab to Go Diagnostic and Medical Center ngayon. We have 2 branches. So we also put up a Malvar Kidney and Dialysis Center in Malvar, Batangas. Kasi ang dilema, ang mga pasyente ayaw na magpa-laboratory sa ospital. Gusto sa labas. So there was parang a competition between the hospital and the clinics. So ang ginawa namin, during that time, instead na mag-focus kami sa specialty hospital, sabi natin, i-cater natin ang mga pasyente. Hindi makapasok, tayo yung lumabas. So this happened during the pandemic because during the time we had a small budget sana to increase the bed capacity, to go on a specialty hospital that you were asking me. Sabi namin, hindi. Ang gagawin natin, tayo na ang pupunta sa labas para ma-provide pa rin yung basic need and care ng mga pasyente. So in these clinics, we have the laboratory, we have x-ray, we have also clinics for our doctors. Meron kasi mga doctor na ayaw pumasok ng ospital during the time.
Doctor na yun, ha?
Doctor na yun, yes, that's really normal kasi talaga meron din sa mga doctor na may mga comorbidity.
Yes.
Hindi rin sila pwede pumasok. And now, sir, good thing, that was an opportunity for us, though there was so many challenges. Ngayon, nakapag-create kami ng ibang negosyo. na healthcare
It's
pa
a
rin.
new business model.
It's a new business
Oo.
model, correct.
Actually, to the viewers of Open for Business, that's a very relevant business strategy because if there's a challenge, you create an opportunity, out of that challenge, and then
That's
eventually it spun off as
Yes.
another business model. Pero, that's very visionary, Miss Carla. Pero, di ba, yung iba, nakakapag-pivot agad. Di ba? Nakakapag-adapt agad.
Yes.
There's so much agility in that. Gaano ba ka-ready dapat ang isang namumuno ng kumpanya or ng ospital para kaagad na magbago ng business strategy?
Okay. So, definitely, kailangan ang mga negosyante, ang mga namumuno ng bawat korporasyon, dapat kailangang ready. Dapat meron tayong tinatawag na risk assessment, no? So, kami, nasa healthcare kami, so we do also risk assessment para sa hospital namin. So, when we do risk assessment, we consider the environment. We consider political issues, we consider the economic issues, we consider the society, the technology, we consider the laws that's been coming up once in a while, everything. So, yearly, meron kami pong tinatawag na strategic planning. So, we are very, very constant with that. Kasi alam namin na every 6 months, 3 months, may nagbabago. And aside from that, ito po talaga, sir, yung parating hindi ko pinapalyahang gawin because I'm the corporate treasurer. Parati akong may nakatabing pera taon-taon. You need to save. You need to save. Yes, we need to invest, pero hindi natin pwedeng mawala ang investment, ang savings natin. Kasi sir, bago po nag-pandemic, sumabog pa po ang Taal Volcano sa Tanawan City. Yeah, that was January. And one of the most challenging issues in the healthcare industry is cash flow. Because we have issues with our receivables from government institutions, health providers, the HMOs, and of course, maraming indigent, may mga charity. So, if hindi tayo marunong mag-manage ng finances natin in terms of we do not know our priority, which to buy first, anong kailangan natin gawin, saan tayo mag-i-invest, magtatabi tayo ng pera. Pag hindi natin na-prioritize to, we cannot pivot that soon. If we have this kind of challenges or problems that we will face in the next months to come. So, sir, kailangan meron kang nakatabing pera for calamities, meron kang nakatirang pera in case na hindi pumasok ang receivables mo for 6 months, 10 months, ikaw na yung maglagay. Pero may trend po yan eh. May trend yan every when ba nagbabayad. For example, ang ganitong agency sa government. So 3 months ba, 6 months ba? Maglagay ka na ng ipon mo dyan every month at i-computein mo na kung magkano. So, if we don't do that para sa mga may-ari ng ospital, then pwedeng magsara. Because I know several hospitals have already closed during the pandemic and until now, hindi pa po nag-open. Hindi lang dahil sa pandemic, dahil nga marami kaming challenges na hinaharap sa mga receivables namin.
Wow, this is free consultation. Okay. Thank you, Miss Carla, for those insights. One is interesting thing about this saving, for specific emergencies. May mga nakausap din ako na CEOs and CFOs, Miss Carla, na parang sila may rule of thumb sila. Dapat, when you talked about cash flow, di ba? Dapat ang cash flow mo, pwede ka, dapat nag-ooperate ka, you have at least savings na for 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years. Parang ganon. Ikaw ba, parang may rule of thumb ka din na parang nakikita mo. What's your standard? Is it 6, 1 year, or 2 years?
First, hindi ko ginagalaw talaga yung meron akong tinatawag na ditong cap sa bank. Like, ito dapat nandito na to. And when I start the year, for example, for this January 2024, meron tayong pwedeng spend pero ito hindi talaga to pwedeng
hindi
spend.
mo gagalawin talaga
Hindi ko
yun.
talaga siya gagalawin. Yung hindi ko ginagalaw na yun, katumbas yun ng 1.5 year to 2 years. Pagka mas maganda cash flow, 2 years talaga na medyo safe sa akin yun. Ideal sa akin yun. Kasi pag nagkaroon ka ng problem sa cash flow, usually ang impact nito sa hospital 6 months Operating expenses 6 months. So you have to compute the 6 months operating expense. Kasi yun ang most probably na immediately tatamaan yung loob na 6 months na yon. Pero syempre, gusto natin makagawa pa rin tayo ng improvement, hindi tayo kakapusin sa supplier, and also that's why I do computation of at least 2 years. Pinaka-safe yun.
Wow. Pero as you mentioned, Miss Carla, syempre, that's only for emergencies or in terms of operations. But you mentioned about innovation, di ba?
Yes.
Parang, syempre, like say for example, having worked in one of the premier hospitals in the country, talagang we invested before in the state-of-the-art technologies, mga non-invasive technologies, robotics, mga ganyan. And sometimes that is not part of the usual cash flow. This is capex. This is new money.
Yes.
You get investment. So, how do you deal with that innovation?
During the pandemic, natigil talaga yung pag-upgrade namin ng mga technologies. But nung nakahabol na po kami, nung pumapasok na ulit ang mga pasyente sa ospital, we wanted to continue our plans. And the preparation that we did, since we have savings, enough savings, so we're now starting to first, we do renovation. We are doing the renovation of the hospital, a major renovation. We will increase again the bed capacity of the hospital kasi nag-decrease siya dahil nga doon sa pandemic, pero ngayon sobrang taas ng demand ulit. Some of our money went to our capex for the satellite clinics.
Yes.
So that's why hindi namin
So
nabili.
parang lumalabas, ang kagandahan naman sa satellite clinics mo, parang mini hospitals siya.
Exactly. Oo. Kasi ang naging target namin...
How many clinics do you have now?
We have 4. We have
We
4
have
clinics.
4.
We have 4 clinics in our district.
Pero you plan to expand that pa?
Yes, we plan to expand the dialysis center.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
kasi
okay.
mas marami, pag nakita mo sa census, sa demand sa data, mas maraming nagkakasakit ngayon sa kidney na kailangan magpa-dialysis na ayaw na rin pumasok sa ospital.
Okay, let's go back to your sa hospital naman.
Sa hospital, and now, papunta na kami doon sa tinatawag nating pag-upgrade ng mga technology. And so, ang tanong natin is, ano ang basis namin para mag-upgrade ng mga technology? Doktor pa rin. Doktor at pasyente. So we listen to our doctors. We don't just buy, sir. Like, it's easy to buy an MRI if you have the money. It's easy to buy many machines. Pero pag ayaw ng doktor mo, yung brand ng machine mo, pag ayaw ng doktor yung equipment mo, hindi naman niya dadalhin sa iyo pasyente. Dadalhin niya sa iba. So what we do is, we have our departmental meetings on a quarterly basis with the doctors. My brother is the medical director of the hospital and he conducts the meeting. My sister is the chief of clinics. So sila yung nakikipag-usap sa mga doctors. So when the doctor says we need an ultrasound, a better ultrasound, or we need an MRI, doon po kami bumibili. But there is a target already for next year that we will be purchasing a lot of machines that, yung mga latest technology.
Yes,
Napatigil talaga because of the pandemic.
Now, with these things, you mentioned about the different departments which are handled by different family members. Siyempre, may, may pros and cons yun, di ba, Miss Carla? And I think, can you share, some of the rewarding ones and some of the challenges kapag family setting yung structure?
Okay. Sir, I'd like to share a little bit of the background kung paano po kami pinalaki ng parents ko, so I can go to that, answer that question. Lumaki po kami sa setting, sa loob ng ospital. My parents started the hospital. Yung bahay namin nasa loob ng hospital. So we really witnessed how to, operate a hospital.
Okay.
Pinalaki kami ng magulang namin na pagka summer, pag may pasok kami, kailangan magtrabaho sa ospital kung gusto ng baon. Yeah, that's why...
So, parang nag-OJT na kayo?
Nag-OJT na kami. Elementary pa lang kami. High school, Carla, mag-secretary ka dito. Carla, ikaw magtinda sa pharmacy. Ginawa natin lahat yon sa amin lahat. That's why lahat kami, alam namin kung paano magpatakbo ng ospital. Pinagdaanan namin minsan yung hindi pagkakaintindihan, but at the end of the day, really 100%, we make sure na bati kaming lahat because it's just business. So, merong struggle, pero alam mo, ang masarap dito sa business namin na to, sir, dito kami naging close. Because without this business, sa age namin ngayon na lahat kami married na, may mga pamilya na, kung wala kaming ospital, wala kaming chance mag-usap-usap. This is our way to communicate, and dito namin nakita yung weaknesses and strength ng bawat isa. At dito rin kami mas naging forgiving and loving sa isa't isa because of the hospital. Because we really love the hospital, the businesses that we have.
That's great to hear, Miss Carla. But
yeah,
how do you manage stress in a hospital setting? Kasi there are times na with your patients, with your doctors, somehow na ira-rub off nila sa'yo or sa employees yung stress and pressure of that. But related to this, before you answer, yung iba naman nagiging parang naninigas na yung puso. Kumbaga parang like say for example, when you talk of death, parang karaniwan na lang yan. Parang ganyan, nagiging bato siya. In your case, how do you do that, Miss Carla?
In my case, when I'm tired, I rest. Like, I don't check my cell phone, I don't check my laptop. But what is the secret? How can I do that? Sa sobrang dami naming empleyado, dami naming negosyo. If you're really a good leader, I'm not saying really I'm a good leader, pero ito yung experience ko kung bakit kaya kong magpahinga, pag gusto kong magpahinga. Pag nakapag-train ka or nakapag-build ka ng employees na magagaling, you don't have to worry. I started as a rank and file. Nagbenta ako ng gamot sa pharmacy. I was a pharmacy assistant. I was a cashier. I know how it feels to be in that line. So, alagaan mo sila. So, if you're a manager, if you're a supervisor, i-check mo. Kung manager ka, i-check mo yung supervisor, ginagawa ba niya yung work niya. It's not because hindi porke may mali ang rank and file, ibig sabihin palpak sila. Tingnan natin, bakit hindi nila ma-execute yung trabaho? May kulang ba sila sa gamit? May kulang ba sila sa kaalaman? Kung kaalaman ang kulang, bigyan mo ng pang-train. Kung talagang importante yung tao sa'yo at kung tingin mong madedevelop mo, rango yun. So it's like a stairs. So develop your rank and file, develop your supervisors, your managers, the directors that we have, para pwede ka ring magpahinga. Kasi mahirap na iaasa lahat yan sa top management or sa board of directors, pero wala naman tayong mapagkakatiwalaan na employees dahil hindi sila well-trained, na accountable. So it's very important for a leader or a business owner to train their employees very well and take care of them financially, emotionally, lahat na. So that's how we take care of our employees.
So you have training programs then?
Yeah, the HR provides training programs. So we have an employees evaluation, and based on the employees evaluation, may katapat yun na training program kung meron siyang mga kailangang matrain na aspeto sa work niya.
Wow, impressive. I agree with that because I heard this also from my boss. A good leader is not present. Kasi why not present? Kasi nagpapahinga because she was able, like in your case, you were able to train and you continue to train your
Yes,
staff.
sir. And I cannot afford to be in the office all the time because I have to go out to my other businesses as well. So we have the satellite clinics. Pag pinabayaan mo employees sa satellite clinics mo, sa mga laboratory, sila yung magtatampo. You have to go around.
This is amazing, Miss Carla. Okay, you also is the charter president of Soroptimist International of Malvar. Ito naman, pagtulong mo sa komunidad, bakit may satisfaction ka rin dito? Parang yung iba, ano ba naman si Carla? Stressful na nga dito sa ospital. Pero there is another organization where you are involved. Why are you supporting Soroptimist? And what is it?
Okay. I accepted the position to be the charter president of Soroptimist International of Malvar because I was previously a public servant. I was the first councilor in Malvar, Batangas, 2019 to 2021. After that, now I'm not a politician anymore. Namimiss ko mag-serve. Namimiss kong mag-serve sa mga kababayan ko. But during the time na I was a politician, I built my own foundation. The name is Mula sa Puso ni Ate Carla Foundation. Marami po tayong tinutulungan ng mga bata para makatapos ng pag-aaral. At marami po tayong binibigyan ng financial assistance pagdating naman po sa may mga cancer at nagpapa-dialysis. So, sabi ko, ang importante, pag politician ka, kasi hindi mo naman sila lahat masasatisfy.
Correct.
So, sustainability ng lahat ng ginagawa ko. Because I really thought, one day, I will not be a politician anymore. Because I'm really busy as a businesswoman, and I should know my priorities. And I said, build my own foundation. So, I have my foundation now, and dumating ang opportunity sa akin na I was invited to be the charter president of Malvar. Then I accepted it because maganda po talaga yung vision niya. So ang vision niya is to transform the lives of women and girls to have better lives. How? Through empowerment, enabling opportunities. So, naisip ko, parang pareho kami ng mission vision.
At saka bigger platform siya.
Bigger
because it's an
platform.
international organization, I think.
Yes, it is an international organization. This started in California, in Oakland, and now it's already in the Philippines. So marami na pong member ng Soroptimist International all over the world. And Soroptimist International Philippines is under the umbrella of Soroptimist International of America. So I believe in the vision. That's why I accepted it even if I'm busy, because giving back to the people, the graces and blessings that we are receiving, ang pinakamaganda kasi yung tumulong. I don't know, sir, but this is something that I really want to share. Every time nasa-stress ako, natotoxic ako, pag tumutulong ako sa tao, pag ibinabalik ko lang, nawawala yung stress ko. Gumagaan eh. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Hindi ko ma-explain. But that's how I feel. So I continued it. Otherwise, kung ginamit mo lang siya for politics or kung ginamit mo lang siya for publicity because you are a politician, mapapagod ka eh. Hindi mo itutuloy pag hindi ka na politiko, di ba? Pero na-realize ko, nung hindi na ako politiko, hinahanap-hanap kong yun. So sabi ko, itutuloy ko through my foundation and through Soroptimist International of Malvar. And most importantly, wala kasing Soroptimist International of Malvar sa Batangas, sa amin, sa town namin. So it's the first.
Wow.
I'm the charter president.
And with that, you are also very direct to your recipients. Open for Business was able to cover, one of the activities of your organization in Batangas.
In Batangas,
and
the
I think
outlets.
we have met some of the scholars there. Ano yung kwento dito?
Zumba for a Cause, it is a fundraising program of Soroptimist International of Malvar. So currently, meron po kaming 8 na scholars.
Okay.
Soroptimist International of Malvar started just recently, 8 months ago, March 26, 2023. And I'm really proud to say na meron na kaming 8. 5 college and 3 high school students. Yung dalawa doon, sponsored ng Soroptimist International of the Philippines. And yung isa, we granted the Live Your Dreams Award scholarship grant, and hopefully mapili kami ng Soroptimist International kasi ang grant dito sa scholar na to would be $1,000 but we have to apply for that. And the rest are our scholars in the club, so they are accepting 6,000 pesos yearly, and for the high school 3,000 yearly. So what is the target? Since we already have 8, we want to double it up. Gusto naming madagdagan for next semester, which is on February 2024, sana ma-increase namin yung scholars namin because that is the goal of Soroptimist naman for scholarship grants and trainings, programs, and seminars, matulungan yung mga kababaihan.
And you're only 8 months old.
Yes,
okay.
8 months.
8 months pa lang. So, why education? Is it also part of your passion? I know that this is aligned with the vision of Soroptimist, but
Yes.
in your case, yun ba rin ang gusto mo?
Of course, sir. Yun talaga yung gusto ko. Unang-una sa lahat, naniniwala ako na through education, you can really be empowered. Because during that time, ibabalik ko dun sa hospital namin, when I handled the hospital, I'm not a doctor, sir. Ma-surprise sila, I'm not a doctor. But I realized na even if I'm not a doctor, kung aaralin ko ang pagmamanage ng isang ospital, then I know I can be of help to the hospital. So that's why sabi ko, I will study. Aaralin ko lahat how to manage a hospital, a business. So I took up 2 courses, Masters in Hospital Administration and Masters in Business Administration.
Okay, so one business and one medicine-related or
Yes.
medical administration-related, hospital-related.
That's why. So, if I will relate this, empowerment is really through education.
That's right.
Because if you're not well-versed with the things that you are doing, if you're not that educated, then what can you share? What can you share? What can you do for the company or for the organization? So, ibinabalik lang natin sa mga scholar natin yung experience natin. At dahil naniniwala tayo sa mission and vision ng Soroptimism International, I want to focus on education.
Wow. Now, as we look at your experience, parang there's really that connection between your advocacy with your care for family and also your willingness to help. How do you manage a lot of responsibilities? You are also a former government official. So, how's your time management like?
Time management, okay, that's very important to me. Kasi if I don't get to manage my time, nasisira din yung diskarte ko. When it comes to weekends, Saturday and Sunday, hindi talaga ako naglalagay ng schedule. That's why, matututunan lang natin tong ganitong bagay pag natutunan natin magtiwala at mag-train ng magagaling nating empleyado. Because if you cannot do that, hindi ka pwedeng maging sitting pretty. Una-una, nakaka-stress yun, nakaka-wrinkles. So, hindi natin kaya yon. So, what we do, we train. We train people. We invest. We invest in people. Let's train them. I'm not here on a Saturday, on a weekend. Nasa abroad ako, nagta-travel ako. I have my managers. But I know how to check them also, of course.
Yes.
I know how to contact them. Sila yung pwedeng kumontak. Kasi if you cannot control your time, if you cannot control or manage your time, you cannot be creative. You cannot innovate. You cannot say, I need space, I need to think. No. Kailangan, yun nga yung sinasabi nila eh, 2 heads are better than 1, di ba? So, yun po yung talagang secret dyan sa ganitong klaseng busy na buhay.
Wow, interesting, amazing. I'm sure a lot of people here who are watching can relate. Okay, so saan mo naman nakukuha yung inspiration mo, Carla? I know that you have a lot of businesses, and each business unit or business model has specific challenges, but I know that you're also hungry for information. As you mentioned, you get it from a lot of things. Where do you source your inspiration for motivation, for innovation?
For motivation regarding the business, it's our clients. Data is very important. So I do customer survey, customer feedback survey, because customer satisfaction is very important. Okay, we always talk to the doctors. Like recently, nagpa-fellowship night kami. We gathered all of them in a hotel and communicated with them. So, kailangan ng open communication. That's very basic. Kasi the motivation, unang-una, if you love your job will love you. And vice versa. Pag hindi mo gusto yung trabaho mo, o hindi mo gusto yung negosyong ginagawa mo in the first place, you will never be motivated. Oo. Kailangan mahal mo siya talaga from the start.
What is your advice to women who wants to go into business or who wants to multitask? As you can see, you are a lot of things. You are multifaceted. So please share your tips to them.
First of all, one of the secrets that I've been having, that's why I can do all of these things, is you should stay focused. Staying focused is very important in everything that we do. Yes, we can do multitasking, but when you do multitasking, dapat alam mo yung objective mo, kung saan ka pupunta. Next, you should know your values. You should know your principles. You should know how to stand for it, because maraming challenges dito sa mundo. And if you do not know your values, your principles, kung ano ba yung talagang gusto mo, pinaglalaban mo, then you cannot stay focused. So I think it is very important that we, women, and even the men, you should love yourself enough to know the values and principles that you have for yourself. Stay focused, kasi ang negosyo nandyan. Kung mahal mo siya, mamahalin ka rin niya pabalik. Pero kung hindi natin mahal ang sarili natin, mahirap na bumalik din ang swerte na galing sa negosyo. That's very important.
Wow, that's a very impressive. Those are words of wisdom from Miss Carla. And just in case people or patients would like to go to your hospital, would like to see or contribute to your initiatives,
Yes.
especially at the organization, where can they find you, Ms. Carla?
Tanawan Medical Center, CP Reyes, is located in A. Mabini Avenue, Tanawan City, Batangas. And Seroptimus International of Malvar is located in Barangay Luta Sur, Malvar, Batangas. So naghahanap po kami ng mga scholars ngayon, aying for scholars, college and high school students. And please visit our Facebook page and website, Seroptimus International of Malvar. We also have our Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Kindly do follow us. Thank you.
Wow, this has been an engaging conversation with the Charter President of the Seroptimus International of Malvar, Ms. Mary Carla Christine Reyes Sia. Open for Business. We'll be back. Stay tuned. And for business news, household spending to grow by 6.3% in 2024 with expected economic growth and consumption levels normalizing. Household spending in the country is expected to increase by 6.3% in 2024 according to BMI Country Risk and Industry Research. The Fitch Group subsidiary said the growth is in line with the positive outlook for the economy to reach 6.2% next year. It also expects headline inflation to ease in 2024 to 4% from 6.1% in 2023. China records first ever quarterly FDI deficit. China recorded its first ever quarterly deficit in foreign direct investment with a decline in direct investment liabilities showing a deficit of $11.8 billion in the July-September period according to balance of payments data. Direct investment liabilities is a measure of FDI and the deficit showed Beijing's challenge in securing overseas investments amidst the de-risking move by Western government with growing geopolitical tensions. World food prices fall 0.5% in October. Global food prices dropped for a third consecutive month in October to 120.3 points, a decrease of 0.5% from September, according to the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization Food Price Index. The slight decline in FAO Food Price Index was due to the lower price indices for sugar, cereals, vegetable oils, and meat, while the index for dairy products experienced a rebound. Open for Business is at the helm. The SEC list running a corporation sure poses enormous sets of tasks, but one thing under your to-do list that should not be missed is compliance with government requirements. The Securities and Exchange Commission has warned more than 20,000 corporations are in danger of having their certificates of incorporation revoked for failing to comply with reportorial requirements. Inalabas ng SEC ang listahan ng 22,403 na korporasyon na hindi nakapagsumite ng General Information Sheet o GIS sa loob ng 5 taon mula sa kanilang date of incorporation. Ang requirement na ito ay alinsunod sa Revised Corporation Code of the Philippines o RA 11232. Kabilang sa mga dapat isumite ng mga korporasyon ang Annual Financial Statements or AFS. Mayroon namang 298,335 ordinary corporations na 3 beses nang hindi nakakapagsumite ng GIS sa loob ng 5-year period. Sa ilalim ng Section 177 ng RCC, pwedeng ilagay ng SEC sa delinquent status ang mga korporasyon dahil sa naturang hindi pagtugon. The RCC also requires one-person corporations to submit their AFS and a report containing explanations or comments by the President on every qualification, reservation, or adverse remark or disclaimer made by the auditor in the latter's report. One-person corporations must submit a disclosure of all self-dealings and related party transactions entered into between the one-person corporation and the single stockholder and other reports as the SEC may require. May palugit na ibinibigay ang SEC para makapag-comply ang mga korporasyong nasa kanilang listahan. Para kasi sa ahensya, nakakaapekto sa kalusugan ng corporate sector ang pag-iral ng delinquent corporations. To avoid losing your business registration, there is value in taking note of this reminder for you to stay open for business. And our buzzword of the week is agile leadership. The concept of agile leadership is now used to more generally denote an approach to people and team leadership that is focused on boosting adaptiveness in highly dynamic and complex business environment. When you're overwhelmed by a task, thinking it will be difficult to do business and attend to your personal life, know that there are individuals who manage to shift roles with success. Carla Sia, for example, showed us that her journey through various roles and responsibilities in healthcare, community service, entrepreneurship, and family life is a testament to the power of determination and dedication. What shines through is the boundless energy, passion for service, and the wisdom gained from a multifaceted life. Here is a reminder that one can excel in multiple domains and make a meaningful difference in the lives of others while pursuing their dreams. We hope that this episode has left you inspired and motivated, showcasing the incredible impact that one individual can have on their community and beyond. It's possible to become an extraordinary individual, break barriers, and shatter stereotypes. And with that, our quote of the week is from Robert Louis Stevenson. He said, "Keep your fears to yourself, but share your courage with others." Thank you, Miss Carla. Maraming salamat sa isang oras na pagsama sa amin upang tunghayan ng isang makabuluhang usapan ukol sa negosyo dito lang sa Open for Business. Hanggang sa susunod na linggo, samahan nyo kaming muli dito sa Open for Business. Catch us too on Facebook, on YouTube. Like and subscribe on our social media page at Net25TV. We will bring you more insights from industry experts, thought leaders, CEOs, and featured SMEs. Together, let us help encourage business development in the Philippines. Sharpen your business acumen, feel the pulse, and set the trend for as long as you are informed and open for business. Ito po si Cesar Vallejos. Marami pong salamat.